It's time for the Ravagers to rise once again to glory!
You're listening to The Ravager Report, a Fox Next Marvel Strike Force podcast dedicated to bringing you the latest news, information, and updates. With your hosts, Dorian.
It is a name what strikes fear into the hearts of anyone what hears it!
And Hebrew Hammer.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
Hello, and welcome to episode 34 of The Ravager Report. I am your host, Dorian, and with me, as always, is my good friend, Hebrew Hammer. Hebrew, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing wonderful, thank you. So, before we get into some things, wanted to give a great big shout out to everybody for surviving Nuclear Week in Marvel Strike Force. Congratulations. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Clap yourselves on the back. If you're still around, we're happy to have you. I can do the uhs. The uhs are starting early. That's not good. Before we begin today, Hebrew, why don't you let everybody know what you've been up to this past week?
So this past week, first of all, just got a brand new computer chair, put it together I think I finished up maybe 5 minutes before you and I first started talking tonight. Very comfy. Very nice. So that's good. No squeaks either. I don't know if you remember, my old chair squeaked a lot. No more.
Oh yeah,
squeaking.
I know.
Yeah. No more. So that, and last night I put pictures in the Discord, but I captured a bug, which took a lot out of me because I hate bugs more than anything. Doesn't matter what type of bug it is. It could be even a fly. I don't care. If I see it, I can't do anything until it's dead. I will be able to focus on nothing until it's dead. And this was the first time in 2 years that I've ever found a bug in my apartment.
Then you're not looking hard enough.
I don't want to. I guess I don't know. I keep this. I mean, I'm up really high, so I feel like that has a lot to do with it. And it's a new apartment building. I moved. I was actually the first person to ever move into this building. I was alone in this building for like 3-4 days. But yeah, so I found that bug. It was like a millipede too, whatever the hell that is. And I saw it crawling around. I literally screamed. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning.
I'm sure you did.
Yep. And then I tried to. I got like a paper towel and I tried to get it after I collected myself. It was not moving very fast, thank God. I tried to get it on a piece of paper towel and then it wouldn't climb on, so I had to try to scoop it with the paper towel. And I screamed again because it started to go towards my hand. I managed to get it into a little container, because I want to show it to my pest control guy and be like, what the heck is this? How do I get rid of it? I want every single one of them, if there's more in my apartment, to be annihilated. Because I feel like if there's a bug, that means that there's more, because those suckers lay 1 billion eggs, right? So
I can just see you in your kitchen going, kill it with fire.
Yes, that is 100%. I feel like we need a fire cleansing in this apartment.
Oh my God.
It all.
Okay.
Burn it down. Let's restart. Brand new.
I hope this microphone picked up every sigh I let out while you were talking, because number one, I'm kind of curious if I should tell you just how dangerous millipedes are.
What? I thought millipedes are harmless. I don't know. Wait. I did research on this yesterday, and that at least that brand of millipede is apparently harmless.
Yeah. Okay. So,
don't I'm about to curse. Don't tell me anything that's gonna freak me out.
So, no, what I need you to do for me and all our loyal listeners in the studio audience right now, I need you to reach into your back pocket, pull out your wallet, take out your man card, shred it, burn it.
Oh, I don't care. You can have it.
Because it's a freaking millipede, dude. Holy crap!
Well, didn't you just say they're deadly or whatever the hell you were going to tell me?
So
they'll kill me.
They're not as deadly as Daddy Longlegs, but
well, yeah, Isn't that bull? I heard that daddy longlegs are like the most venomous insect around, but their mouths are too small or something. I heard that like
they can't actually bite you, therefore it doesn't bother. They can't bite you, and I believe millipedes are pretty much in the same boat.
Ugh. This is terrible. This is a horrible conversation.
So
I will say, like I woke up 3 times in the middle of the night and had to check my bed because as soon as I see a bug, I think that they're all over me forever. And I have a supreme fear that a bug is going to crawl in my ear at night while I sleep, and I'm going to die.
That shit happens. I mean, my best friend's mom told me a story about, I can't remember if it was a lady she knew or just an acquaintance or something, but I guess she had fallen asleep at the beach and an ant had crawled up into her sinus cavities and laid eggs, and she had to have it surgically removed.
This is fucking horrifying. This is the worst. These are the things that my nightmares are made of. I swear. Yeah. I'm sleeping with cotton in my ear.
Don't ever go overseas. Don't ever go overseas.
I'm never.
Have you ever seen a Queensland spider?
Have you ever seen a what?
A Queensland spider.
No, I don't want to see a Queensland spider. Why would I seek out?
Guys, I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. Listeners live, you're going to enjoy this. Queensland spider.
Chewy told me about a bug because he lives in Australia too, and he told me about a giant spider that was in his apartment.
This thing's giving me nightmares.
It jumped on him and then it jumped on his wife, and it was a mess. That's terrible. That's terrifying. Big spider, he said too.
There's the Goliath bird-eating spider.
Ugh, look at that. Why do these things exist? Kill them all. Kill them all. We don't need them. We don't need them. Take them all out.
Oh.
Gosh.
Yep.
What is this? Who holds these things? We just got a picture of someone holding a ridiculous spider. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Wolf spider. Oh yeah, okay. I used to see wolf spiders I literally moved from my last apartment complex. I canceled my lease and moved from my last apartment complex because I was near a nature preserve, and I found a bug. It wasn't in my apartment, it was outside of my apartment. But whenever I came down in the middle of the night, when I went to the bottom floor, there was a big ass spider. Can't do it.
Yeah. Hey, now look, I respect the whole spider thing, man. I am arachnophobic. If there's a spider in the house, I've gotten to the point I can kill him now. But it used to be, man, I'm just telling my wife, kill it. Just go get the blowtorch, pull out some Raid and a lighter, and just fry that sucker. But oh my god, I thought wolf spiders were. I thought they did bite. I thought they did bite. I have to look.
They do bite, but they're not. If I remember correctly, because whenever I see a bug, I have to go find it and research it to make sure it won't kill me. But they do bite, and they are fairly venomous, but they are not particularly aggressive, if I remember correctly. Someone here probably knows. More.
But this segment's gone on a little bit too long off the rails. Ladies and gentlemen, my co-host, Hebrew Hammer.
So let me make sure there was nothing else. By the way, the millipede is dead. It's suffocated in that container I put it in, and I will be throwing away or burning that container whenever the guy sees it. Other than that, I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
About in game?
No.
Have you actually done anything in the Alliance this week?
Oh yeah, in game. Of course I have. I've been yelled at by my Alliance leader. I've been scolded by my Alliance leader, of course.
Hey, you're not the only one.
Rightfully so. Rightfully.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
War is just. Oh, you too. War is just such a. I love this game, but war is such a beating.
War does kind of beat you up and spit you out. We're going to talk about Alliance War a little bit later today.
Right. So, yeah, in game, I mean, I was having a holly jolly time farming up my characters for, the Phoenix event, but things changed. We'll talk about that. But yeah, I think that's actually pretty much it. I feel like there's more, but I'm forgetting. So whatever. What about you?
This week I got Rocket to T13. So he is my very first T13 character.
Very nice. Congratulations.
Guys, I need you all to hold on for me for 1 second. Oh, okay. So, guys, I just want to let you know there's an update. We now know the Phoenix Legendary requirements. The Phoenix Legendary will start on June 27th. There will be a hand
June
flash
20th.
event before the Phoenix Legendary and a 2x hand event around June 15th. There are going to be 2 Villain Mystic Controller bonus events on June 22nd and June 28th, where you'll be able to earn 2x character shards from the necessary characters. Let's see. There was a bug introduced that made the mission node for acquiring Loki more difficult. It was an error and is expected to be reversed next week. We apologize for making announcements that were missing some key pieces of information necessary for you to plan your strategies. We will endeavor to be more comprehensive in the future.
But we're still moving forward with it.
Well, yeah, and it's funny. So, real quick, I'll get back to what I did this week. But I think one of the notes that I think one of the things I said was I highly expect sorry, we will do better going forward.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we now
I feel
know
like they're
June
yelling that
27th.
to us on the street while they drive past us in a limo. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like whenever they say stuff like that to me.
Hold on a second. Sorry, I'm talking to Cerebro real quick. I didn't realize they had put that information on Reddit, so I was verifying that it was okay to talk about it on the show. Make sure there wasn't any embargo on that. So, yeah, it is actually on Reddit. You can actually go to our MSF Reddit channel for any Cerebro posts or MSF team posts on Reddit will get tagged on our Discord in the MSF Reddit channel. Which, by the way, if you'd like to join us, you can do so at discord.me/Ravager Report, where we do record live every Friday night, and where you can actually talk to us during the show, talk to some of the other listeners. We actually have a really great time. And we also want to say thank you to our patrons for helping keep us on the air. You guys are absolutely fabulous, and we really appreciate everything that you do. If you do like the show and would like to help support us and keep us going, you can do so at patreon.com/Ravager Report. All right. I forgot to do that before we got into the what are you doing this week.
You should ask him about the gold orb. So
I did ask him about the gold orbs. I have not gotten a reply.
no comment.
So just to let you know, I did ask about the gold orbs. All right, let's see. I am going to start, not again, but so I mentioned the T13 rocket. Oh, Rose Watch 2019. For those of you who don't like the segment, skip forward about 15 to 20 seconds. This past weekend, I planted 3 spiral aspens in the garden area. So I've interspaced everything out, and the roses are doing absolutely beautifully. So that is now my wife's favorite area of the house, and she just loves sitting on the back deck reading a book. So mission accomplished, gentlemen. My wife is happy. All right. Now back to the show. Let's see. What else did I do this week? So, man, I got Psylocke, and I've actually really been kind of enjoying playing with her because she is.
Wonder what that's like.
You have to have some kind of luck, man. I mean, look, if it wasn't for bad luck, you'd have no luck at all.
That is 100% true.
So man, you keep throwing me off my game.
Yeah, I do.
What? Thanks. So yeah, I've been playing with her in Blitz and enjoying that team. I've got her up to level 64, and she's only about 20k power because I'm missing some gear pieces for her, and I'm not even at T10 yet, so I'm not missing the astral energy. So, we're gonna add that to the show notes. We're gonna talk about that today. Those stupid gear pieces. We'll talk over why that's happening for those of you that don't know. So, anything else big this week happen? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously. Okay. My YouTube channel is taking off. I actually produced 2 new videos this week about the Elite Red Store. So I'm doing kind of a small series on that, and I've actually been talking to and kind of working with our good buddy and patron Assassin Avenue, who, as you guys may or may not know, is a math genius. So we've been working through some of the maths for the new Elite Store compared to the old Elite Store. But I've done a couple of videos, one kind of explaining how the Elite Store works now, what it looks like, and how you kind of get those promotion credits. Don't do it. And then I did another video actually discussing the currency itself and how that is accumulated, because there was a lot of confusion about the currency and how it works. And so we were going to talk about this a little bit in the Elite Store, so I won't talk about it too much. But I got a couple videos out there which you can find at youtube.com and just search for Dorian Blade.
I really liked them. Helped me out in understanding it.
Hey,
I was unnecessarily complex. So.
It is unnecessarily complex, and it was really cool. Was so Valley, who's a friend, contacted me. He's like, hey, because I created an infographic, which our good buddy Muggin helped me kind of spruce up a little bit to make it look better and make, because he added like the background coloring to the chart and the horizontal lines and did some stuff with our logo and everything. But anyway, it's like Valley used the infographic. I've got the infographic in other places and stuff. It's still causing some confusion, but a little bit of an explanation winds up clearing things up. So if you guys do see the videos or the infographics and have any questions, feel free to let me know. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much grab a pillow and blanket patron. Peon. I thought that was grab a pillow and blanket patron. I'm like, wait, what?
No, we have just for some context for anyone listening to that, I sent a message to someone that listens to us quite often, but he always falls asleep.
Always. we unmuted him one week, didn't we?
Yeah,
we weren't recording, but we unmuted Peon, and he was snoring. That was awesome.
Need to get some of those strips.
Yep.
Your wife is probably going to thank us for pointing you in the direction of this.
Yeah, you need some nasal strips, brother. You might want to go see somebody. That might be a deviated septum. It's out of concern. PSA, brother. All right. Let's get into the show. We're only like 15 minutes in. 15 minutes in, right? Yeah, somewhere around there. Okay. 18 minutes. 19 minutes. Okay. So we are going to jump now to the weekly poll for week 34. Now, we're not going to had planned on maybe discussing some of this stuff a little bit more in depth, but I think I don't know, Hebrew, did anything big happen this week?
Oh man. I mean, as far as everyone's concerned, yeah, the world is coming to an end whenever it comes to Fox Next this week.
Man. So. the torch and fire, the pitchfork and torch brigade were out in full force on Reddit.
Oh yeah,
and guys,
I mean, rightfully so, of course.
Yes, but I think for the wrong reasons. We're gonna go over that a little bit later. And I know people may be tuning in hoping to hear Angry Dorian, but as you could probably tell, I don't know if he's going to show up. Let's see. All right. So in this week's poll, we got 104 responses, which is really, really nice. I like that.
Yeah.
So thanks, guys, for continuing to do that. It's great. And that is how we do the grab bag. So if you want to ask us questions, going to our listener poll is the best way to do so. And you can ask us questions there, which may or may not make it on the air.
And we are actively making them a little shorter because
Yes.
some people really like them, some people don't. So we figured a happy medium is just to have them, utilize them for the news, and make them shorter. So.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think we did 11 questions this week, so we should be able to kind of fly through those. So, the first one is, did you enjoy the Psylocke campaign? Yes or no? Or haven't tried
yes.
it?
For what?
Or haven't tried it?
So I enjoyed the actual campaign. I didn't enjoy the prizes I get. So.
Right. Fair enough. So I'm with you. I enjoyed it too. I thought the storyline was kind of good. Being able to play with Colossus was good.
Plus, it was a little bit of a challenge because a lot of people probably don't like this, but the requirement wasn't. It was definitely one of the more niche requirements. So
I had the martial artist,
more of a challenge for the first time in a long time for campaigns. So yeah,
I guess I kind of autoed through it, but
no. Well, for me, it wasn't. Oh, well,
Iron Fist
still was.
Iron Fist, Daredevil, and Mordo.
Yeah, I mean, my Mordo isn't leveled up. Like he's 7 stars, but he's not leveled up at all.
Oh yeah, my Mordo is at least 65,
don't ask me why,
because
he's fucking great. So
he is great.
God, he's amazing. God,
yeah, if you face a Minerva team, take in a Mordo.
Yep, exactly.
Those regens are gonna. So, let's see. Next, were you able?
Although she does have the bypass, so.
Well, that's only on her ability, but when she gives you the regen, the heal block
for her basic.
Yeah, the heal block on the regen will be stopped.
The blind is also amazing. That's one of the most
blind stun.
Yeah, he's got a pretty loaded kit.
He does have a loaded kit.
Going up against him in any node.
I actually enjoy Mystic controllers. Period.
Yeah.
Right. Loki, Mordo. Those guys.
Loki and Mordo are both really, really good.
Yes, they are. Let's see. So 94 people said yes, they enjoyed it. 9 said no. 1 said they hadn't even tried it. Let's see. Were you able to complete all the Psylocke campaign nodes on hard? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, same here. 80 people agreed or also said yes. 24 said no. Have you unlocked Psylocke? Yes or no?
Nope. I have not had one main drop from her yet. So I have not unlocked her.
You and me are going to sit down and play some poker.
No, I'll lose.
81 people said yes. 23 said no. The next question and the last one is, are you going all in on Psylocke and the new X-Men? Yes, no, or haven't decided?
I was kind of going after her, but now I'm not because I'm not going to be able to make it.
Completely understandable, completely fair. So I was, but I also am not now. But at the time of the poll, I was, so I'll stay with a yes. So 48 people said yes, 31 said no, 25 said they hadn't decided.
Do you guys hear noise in my background? I can't help that fireworks are going off right now. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're not hearing anything. At least I'm not.
Okay, good. It's very loud to me, so I'm surprised. But
yeah, I mean, are you hearing any of the filtering? Well, I also am kind of filtering out background noise a little bit. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like someone shooting a gun outside my apartment. So I just want to assure everyone it's not a gun. It's the baseball stadium.
Nice. Real quick sidebar. When my wife and I first got married, we lived in a kind of a apartment complex in Cincinnati, and we were right next to Kings Island. So during the summer, we got to watch the fireworks at Kings Island every night. It was really awesome.
That's very cool.
Plus, that apartment, we were over top the community demo, so nobody ever lived below us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was freaking-tacular.
I don't really care if anyone lives below me. It's above me that is a pain.
Yeah, I always live on the top floor.
Same.
So, all right. Back to the user poll. Let's see, or the listener poll. Now we're going to talk about the Elite Orb store. So, do you like the new Elite store? Yes or no?
No. I think it's unnecessarily confusing.
So, I kind of agree with you. There's some things I like about it, some things I don't like about it, but overall, I'm going to say no as well. 54 people also said no, and 50 people said yes. So it was almost an even split there. Do you understand how the new Elite Store works? Yes or no?
I do now because I watched your video. Hey-o.
87 people said yes. 17 said no. And I'm going to say out of those 87 that said yes, some of them may think they do, but may be very confused.
Yeah.
Or think that things work the way they don't.
Yeah. They just kind of drop you in there.
And I only know this because I've been responding to comments on Reddit and my videos.
Right.
So, yeah. Let's see. Do you understand how to get the higher levels of currency? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. 83 people said yes. 21 said no. I'm also a little hesitant on that one, but our listeners are pretty top notch. So
yeah.
Let's see here. Have you seen Dorian's videos on the Elite Store and currency? Yes or no?
You read that one off? Yes, I have.
Well, our listeners, 71 of you guys have not.
I thought that was just for silent analytics.
71 respondents said no. Guys, you're breaking my heart, man. I'm trying to build a YouTube channel. Come on now.
You should expect to be trolled on that question.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime I ask about an MSF video that I do, I expect to be trolled horribly bad. Which I got trolled a little bit.
Is that the one that you messaged me?
The one I messaged you about? Yeah. And that turned into a good one, right?
Yeah.
So, let's see. If yes, did it make more sense after watching the videos? Yes or no? So,
yeah, I think so. I thought it was very informative. It was nice.
Oh, thanks, man. I feel like you're obligated to say that.
I am, but I'm also saying it on my own accord.
Let's see. 50 said yes. 38 said nope. So now let's get back into, do you think they fixed the progression issue with this update? Yes or no?
No.
Okay.
They put a superficial bit on it.
So yes, they did fix the progression issue.
That's true. They do have ways to access the higher ends now.
Yes, and you're not going backwards. So when you open an Elite Orb, you are guaranteed at least Elite 4 credits now.
Right. That's
so true. You are making some progress, and so they did fix it. The problem is it's very slow progress.
Yeah,
and it's not much better. Mathematically speaking, it is virtually no different than what we had previously. It just feels better.
Yeah. That's their thing. We've seen them do that.
Oh, yeah.
In several different ways over the past year or so.
Look, say what you want about Fox Next as a developer studio. They're not stupid. They know how to take what they've done.
Geniuses.
They are maniacal geniuses. They know how to take what they've done.
Yeah.
And I think I texted Cerebro this almost immediately upon figuring this stuff out. It was lipstick on a pig, is what the Elite Store Orb was.
Yeah, for sure.
The Elite Store update it didn't really change anything, and the progression rate never really changed. You're still going to need a blue bloody million orbs that you are never going to get.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still luck of the draw. So while they did fix it to an extent that you're not technically moving backwards now, they didn't really make it any better. So
yeah, I think that what they do is they're actual evil geniuses, but they play dumb. We've seen that all the way through. Like, you remember our last Contact was a good example of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the thing about them, is that they are so good at, they know that we are addicted to this game, or that at least the majority of the player base is, and they know how many people they have coming in.
Yep.
And they exploit the hell out of that for the sales that they make. I mean, we're seeing it right now in the best form possible.
Yes.
So they know we're going to stay, and they definitely take advantage of that, no matter the cost. And then they just act like, like just that announcement that he made. It's like sorry guys, like, we're going to really try to be more transparent next time. But yeah, we are going to stick with that 6-star though. So it's just kind of like the way that they always address it is just, it's really telling of who they are as a company. Very greedy company.
Yeah. I just refreshed the Reddit page. Mm-hmm. Why do people downvote? Why do people downvote a listener poll? I don't get it.
Because they see it and they don't want to see it, and they're like, downvote.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm a conspiracy theorist. We'll see. Anyway, and so the final question is, would you like to see another update to the way red stars are acquired? Yes or no?
Yes, I would, for sure.
Yeah, 96. I'm with you. 96 said yes. 8 said no. So that is our listener poll. We don't really there wasn't really any new data mine information. What was in the data mine was the Alliance War. There were a couple things but everything that was in there that we would have talked about has been announced and released at this point. So
yeah,
nothing really to talk about there. In fact, I think the data mine section, because of the way they're doing things now, might be just kind of defunct. But
I mean, occasionally we see stuff now, but it's more because it's probably not as much data mine as much casino leaks kind of thing.
Evan, yes, I saw your message. I spoke about it a bit. Actually, around the same time your message came out, we were informed. The envoys were informed as well. So yeah, covered it from both angles there. Thank you very much for letting me know. I really appreciate it. That's our good buddy Evan. People, he is top notch, and he's also
our benevolent leader
who puts up with Hebrew and myself in the same raid lane.
Exactly. Yeah.
King of both of us, like, come on, you jackasses! Don't think just because you're famous or infamous, you decide that you're going to get away with it.
Famous is a massive stretch too.
hey, look, we're famous. My mom said so.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you. Right. All right. Let's get into the news. So, Hebrew, should we hit the big item first or the big item last?
Hit him big, hit him hard.
All right. So, as everybody knows, it was announced last week that the Phoenix Legendary is coming to the game, and that we were going to need Mystic Villain controllers to acquire her. Now, along with, I think, everybody else, was basically saying, oh, sweet, 5-star unlock, we got this.
Yeah.
And I think Foxnex didn't run the data before deciding who to do, and they're just like, let's pick. Honestly, here's how they decide who to pick. They put up a dartboard with they put up 3 different dartboards, right? One for trait,
mm-hmm.
one for origin, and one for hero or villain. And they just throw the darts at the board, and then they just go.
No, I think it was calculated. Calculated.
Considering there are only 5, specifically 5. Yeah, I know it was. I think that was specifically chosen, but I don't think they ran the data
was
first.
Thrown in there for a reason.
Oh yeah, but I don't think they did the data on that first. And that's the problem.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
And I think somebody this week or after, the holiday weekend was like, guys, like 60% of the player base is going to be able to unlock this first go. And then there was screaming from the boardrooms because they did revenue projections, and they were basically a downward stroke. And they're like, no, we're going to make it 6-star.
Yeah. I think, a Hand Assassin for sure was a good pick, because Hand Assassin, we know, it wasn't so much random because it had to do with, well, yeah, I don't know. It just Hand Assassin was a good pick because they knew that no one really had Hand Assassin leveled up. Like maybe if you were in beta, you might have had it a little bit more done, but it was a pretty sly pick.
Yeah, the ABC event or the hand event's pretty garbage. It's the worst event of them all.
Well, it's garbage, and it's just not like she's the least desirable hand character.
Well, yeah, but you couldn't really farm Nobu. So, I mean, people were farming Hand Assassin for that event because at the time it was really the best way to get ABCs.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, once they started kind of putting ABCs in the store and kind of, I mean, those things are much more readily available. I mean, when was the last time we've seen a hand event?
I don't know, but they all are garbage, so it doesn't really matter.
So, you know, I mean, it's just... Yeah. So here's where I have issue with this, right? Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk... We're gonna kind of step through this whole... Yeah, I'm just going to use the word debacle. I'm really going to use the word debacle.
Oh, such strong language.
I know, such strong language. There was a dev blog from August 31st, 2018. And I'm going to read part of that dev blog right now. Legendary events and roster focus. Next up, we've heard a few related pieces of feedback around the current Nick Fury event and legendary events in general. The requirements to collect Kree minions to unlock Nick Fury was frustrating to some players, in part due to the Kree minion team's low level of synergy and meta relevance. That, combined with the pure volume events happening recently, has led many to feel there were simply too many heroes to build up in a short time frame. First off, we will be buffing the Kree minions 6 months later, ensuring that they have strong value outside of the Nick Fury event. They're not as synergistic as they could be right now, and we plan to fix that. This will take more than a simple stat rebalancing to address, so we don't have a firm timeline yet. Additionally, we know we need to do a better job of creating compelling, high-value paid offers for events like Chasing Fury and in general. Yeah, a lot of this just went by the wayside. We also want to provide lower-priced offers more frequently and start to work those in as well. Here's where it gets 90%
fun. 90% of that is not true, but go ahead.
Here's where it gets fun. In the longer term, we're committing to making sure characters needed for legendary events are also relevant outside of the legendary event. This can mean individual buffs or creating greater synergy bonuses among the group required. For example, before we'd require them for a legendary event, we'd re-evaluate the appeal of groups like, not saying they're talking specifically about, but saying like AIM or Hydra. We're also going to group campaigns and events to allow players to focus their efforts on fewer characters at a time, providing greater roster requirement overlap among events happening around the same time period. Related to this, we've delayed the level cap. So, yeah, the rest of it is unnecessary. So, I feel that, again, we were told something. And 6 months after the fact, they just kind of went, nobody's going to remember that.
Yeah, I mean, that's legitimately what they always do. They do it, then they apologize to quell everyone's concerns, or to help quell everyone's concerns. And then whenever they know people forgot about it, they're like, whatever, it doesn't matter anymore, you know, and then they'll just keep going with their plan. So, yeah, I mean, all of that is complete bull. Like, you reread that again, like none of that has happened. It's ridiculous. Crazy that they get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely crazy. And so Kaduro said that, you know, there was overlap with Salak events, martial artists, some were mystic controller villains, but there was no requirement. You were not using Hand Assassin as there were only two that are both martial artists. And I think it's Hand Assassin and Mordo. There are no other Mystic Controller villains that are also martial artists. So, one of them is an arena farm and a really, really, really good character. The other one is Hand Assassin. So, I mean, I feel that this blog post, and here's part of my problem, and I've talked to Cerebro about this, that the archiving of old blog posts so that we can't easily go back and find them
is sketchy.
is an atrocity. and that it feels very intentional, so that we can't hold them accountable for things that they've said in the past.
Oh yeah, part of their master plan for sure. But that's Fox next.
In fact, hold on, I'm sending him a message in the Envoy chat right now.
So for me, just while you're doing that,
you know, I shared the same screenshot that I shared in the thing, saying this wasn't addressed.
Yeah. So I think that the biggest concern, or not the biggest concern, but just another thing that was really annoying was that in all the gameplay footage, we saw her at 5 stars.
I know, because trust me, I went over that game footage with a fine-tooth comb.
Exactly, and that's a huge problem because it placed a lot of the blame on content creators that are in the Envoy program, like yourself.
I know. I know.
That is really upsetting because, and I get why people are upset. Like it's kind of like misdirected anger. I feel like some of it's probably directed where they want it, but objectively, I think it's misdirected anger for sure. But you guys had just use the information that they give you, and you put it out. If that information is incorrect, that is their fault. It's the same thing that I said with. Dory and I were talking about this before. It's the same thing with Jovenshire, which I even said, even though I hate him because of his stupid squeaky voice. Don't do it. Don't. Oh, worst. I knew you were going to do this. Even though I hate him because of that stupid squeaking voice, I always said, like, it's not his fault. Like, it's just, like, he was just doing his job, you know, and they gave him shitty information because they realized, oh shit, we can be more greedy with this. So yeah, I think that's really frustrating for both the content creators with taking all of this misdirected blame, but also for everyone that was watching. And it's like, what the heck, that is probably like one of the biggest misleads that I've ever seen. Yeah, like they're literally giving you footage of something at 5 stars, and they're like, oh yeah, but you can't get it at 5 stars when they're doing the big reveal for the character.
Here's part of this too. Is I'm looking at the Reddit post while you were talking, and I want to read this part of it right here. As the requirements were first announced by Fox Next envoys, volunteer YouTubers, podcasters, and websites, on May 23rd, that provides a runway of over 5 weeks to acquire character shards. However, my pushback to that statement right there is that the requirements were not announced May 23rd. The requirements were announced May 30th.
Yeah.
And because people on May 23rd saw, oh, sweet, legendary event, looked at their rosters and went, oh, shit, 5-star. I got all these guys at 5-star. I don't need to farm nothing. And they lost a week. So you're looking at 4 weeks, not 5. I think it's unfair to tell people, oh, you've had 5 weeks, when in reality, you've only had 4.
I mean, do you think that because I actually, I guess we kind of already talked about this. You also think that they started off with 5 in their minds, and then they saw that everyone was going to get it, and she's such a powerful character that they were like, shoot, no, switch to 6 stars.
I think it has less to do with how powerful she is, because here's the problem, right? And this is going to kind of bleed into other topics that we talk to about later. MSF is trying to match Galaxy of Heroes. There's zero doubt in my mind that they're trying to do it. And over the past 6 months, we saw 2 of the same character released in Galaxy of Heroes. Right?
Mm-hmm.
MSF is absolutely trying to mimic that, but they're trying to go, here, hold my beer. We're going to give you 2 characters in one. Although the second version's a summon, so she is not going to revive through events. So just a heads up, guys. Anyway.
Yeah, but
I think they knew how powerful she was going to be from the beginning.
Right, but that's a draw.
But like I think that is a draw.
We're utilizing that as a draw. And then they know where they were like, all right, tons of people are going to try to get her because she's so powerful. And the whole team is so powerful. So everyone's going to be paying out the nose for it.
Yeah, and I think the problem is they didn't run the metrics first to find out how many people would
have those characters
exactly to do 5-star within that time frame.
Right. And so whenever they found that out, they were like, shoot, now everyone's going to be able to get their hands on this powerful character that we could be using to squeeze money out of people. So
Oh, yeah.
they like bump it up to 6 stars.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that was, it was entirely decided to do that. Okay.
Because all of this info that they're releasing, like it spells that out for us. I feel like it looks like it was a change, and that they're trying to retroactively justify what they said.
Oh, absolutely. Here's one thing, and this is a question I've been asked, that as a Fox Next envoy, am I constrained in what I'm allowed to say? Yes, to an extent, but really only for embargoed information.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as I do it in a constructive, professional manner. Okay? So...
Right. So you can't say things like Fox Next is absolute garbage.
Not anymore.
Right, that's unfortunate. Good thing I can still say it.
Yeah. But...
I should say their tactics are absolute garbage.
Yeah. So, look... I think that this was completely 100% underhanded and shady, because a legendary event for the past year, since the game was released, has been 5-star characters with no indication at any time ever that was going to change.
Yeah.
And so we all of us. So here's the first thing. The gameplay video was 5-star.
Mm-hmm.
5-star gameplay video. Which means that she was going to be a 5-star. Number 2, they were accidentally released to the game. And I don't care what another content creator has been telling people, that it was a bug, and then she was not going to release at 5 stars. That's a lie. She was going to release at 5 stars, I promise you. And she was going to be a 5-star unlock. Sorry, I take some umbrage because he was kind of calling out other content creators. I don't appreciate that. And as you know, we are a no-name podcast, but
real subtle though. But I mean, I 100% agree. I just feel like they're using the envoys as a bit of a shield, which is annoying to me.
I'm not. So here, reading Reddit over the past 24 hours, because I was kind of so. I'm not going to tell you guys specifically what was said or anything of that nature, because that would be violating trust of other people in the chat. But I promise you that we all said, the moment they said, oh, hey guys, because we envoys found out 2 hours before they announced it. And every single one of us, to a person, said, that's a bad idea. You're going to set the world on fire. There are going to be riots.
Yeah.
Because you have fundamentally changed the game, and you're doing it, and it's kind of like, well, we're giving you time. You got several weeks. Anybody that wants to, and I'm just like, you're misunderstanding here. I don't care that she's a 6-star unlock. I really don't care. I could care less if she was. Honestly, I think she should be a 7-star unlock. Looking at her kit, and
don't say such things.
I think that would have been an absolutely fair thing for them to do, had it been announced. Hey, this is our first ever 7-star unlock event.
Yeah, I meant don't say such things as in give them ideas.
So, I think the way they handled it was bad. Sorry, I was reading chat for a second, got distracted. I think the way I think that had they come out and said, hey, look, we're going to do this from the beginning, I would have been completely 100% fine with it. I think the fact that they released the gameplay video at 5-star, they let us all put out content that said, oh, hey, 5-star unlock, 5-star unlock, 5-star unlock. And then came out basically a week later and said, yeah, about that 5-star unlock thing. Ooh, no, we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to go 6-star this time around. And I don't like the fact that the envoys were kind of left out to dry on that. And I saw a lot of people go, who are even the envoys? Fox Next has never said these people are envoys.
Yeah, they've never explicitly stated that.
I can tell you guys that I'm an envoy, but you have no reason to believe me.
That's true.
right? I could be blowing utter smoke.
Wait, are you an envoy?
Well, we'll see.
Well,
we'll see.
I mean, the people you can kind of you can kind of figure it out from just who got early info. You know, like the times that stuff dropped. You can figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, one would hope, but like I even saw on Reddit, who are these guys? I don't know who these people are. Foxnext has never said that's who they are.
Yeah.
So, you know, and actually that was a valid point that I kind of brought this. I did not want to kind of pull away from the disaster that was the Phoenix debacle and the absolute hellstorm that this has become. Deservedly so, in my opinion, by the way. And that is nothing to Cerebro. He unfortunately, that's his job. He's the message man. This is what he does, right? This is what he's supposed to do. So it was just, you know, more. I don't blame him. He was in an untenable position where they said, "Look, this is what's going to happen," and he did the best he could with what he was given.
Yeah, I mean, I will say though, not to take like a fatalistic attitude on this, but this is one of those things though. I've said this before. Red Stars, whenever Red Stars was out, that was far worse than this situation.
Yes.
And if that didn't bring everyone together enough to try to unify and stop them, basically hitting them in the wallet, nothing will. In fact, they thrived during that time period monetarily. So here's the problem, is that we keep letting them. I don't want to be like mean and be like a Debbie Downer. This is just the reality of it. Like, I've accepted it, so I don't really have a problem with it. I mean, it's shitty, but I mean, I'm not like super upset about it, just because we let them get away with it and then they profit from it so much that they're obviously just going to keep doing stuff like this again, because it works so well from a business standpoint. So this makes total sense. I'm not surprised. I can promise you it'll happen again. Like, you know what? Maybe not this exact thing, but a similar situation will happen again, and it'll happen again after that. So it's either kind of like we have to make some kind of stand, which if it didn't happen for Repstars, I highly doubt it will happen, period. Or we just kind of have to get used to this stuff happening. I think it's the realistic attitude. It sucks that it's the reality, but it is the reality.
and I think you're right. And I kind of didn't get to where I wanted. I was trying to go. Sorry, I got slightly distracted. My issue was with the way it was handled communication-wise from Foxnext. That, you know, look, the event itself, fine. Look, you want to require 6, 7, whatever.
Not the idea, but the execution.
Yeah, you know, it's the sad part is that Foxnext is really following a roadmap that's been laid down by Galaxy of Heroes. That is the sad truth of the matter, because if any of you guys also play Galaxy of Heroes, there was a character released recently, Malik, who required not 1 but 2 hero journey characters that you had to have at 7-star. Well, hero journey characters unlock at 7-star, but you also had to use all the other characters that you used to unlock those characters at 7-star. So everybody was automatically 7 stars. You had the 2 required tunes. You had everybody else. Where they threw the wrench in was that they said, "Oh, hey, we also require you to have like 17,500 power on every single one of the characters. If you don't have that, you cannot do this event." And people but here's the thing: Galaxy of Heroes gave you 3 days. Right? And while I don't want to give Foxnext too much credit here, the one thing they did do at least was give us some advance notice.
Right. Well, I think that and this is totally speculative on my end because I don't play Galaxy of Heroes anymore, but it seems like for a while there at the beginning, Galaxy of Heroes was a bit more tame than whenever Fox Next took their left turn and they started doing some really shady stuff.
Oh, absolutely. So
and then, well, hold on one second. So then, as their greediness paid off, as MSF's greediness paid off, I feel like it started a Trump effect where it kept trying to trump the other, as far as who can get more greedy with their stuff. Because if I remember correctly, they were kind of at a decent spot with not screwing people over too much, Galaxy of Heroes. And then after Fox Next got away with their stuff, then they started to do some really sketchy stuff. And then MSF started to elevate their sketchy stuff, and so on and so forth.
Oh, it's snowballing, absolutely.
Does that line up with what happened?
I think to an extent, I'd have to look at timelines of where different things happened. But I think so. I feel like they're in a competition right now, and each one's going, here's this, and the next one's just going, hold my beer.
Exactly. That's how I feel this entire thing has been, because I think that they realized, all right, Marvel Strike Force is making a lot of money by doing some really ridiculous things, and they're getting away with it. Boys, it's time to pony up, and we do it. And then it just kept going back and forth.
Let's be honest. Okay, Galaxy of Heroes is an EA property. Okay, and EA had their pride and accomplishment moment, literally. And I almost feel like we're getting there, because my issue is that with Strike Force, the power creep, and I even brought this up during the release video for the characters and the Phoenix event, that looking at these kits, the power creep is an unsustainable level. Because at some point, you're going to have to devise a way to beat X-Men as the quote-unquote Apex Arena team. If they become the new meta, you have to you have to remove them from the meta at some point, somehow. Right,
but that is sustainable for them.
But
because that's how they make all their money.
Right, but what happens is it becomes a point where...
It becomes bad for the game.
Right, it becomes very bad for the game, and when it's bad for the game, it's bad for the players, and if you don't have players and you don't have growth, you're not going to have money.
But that's not what's happening. That's not what's happening at all. This has been, like, huge power creep has been something we've been seeing for a really long time. Bad, deal practices have been happening for a really long time. The player base is not shrinking.
Honestly, it amazes me that people spend this much money on these offers. And I mean, more power to you. Look, it's your money to spend. As long as you're not putting yourself in jeopardy or going into debt.
In a cardboard box.
Right. You're not putting yourself in jeopardy, and you're not going into massive amounts of debt. Do what you want. Okay. If it brings you happiness and it's not hurting you or hurting anybody else, hey, go for it.
Right, but that's besides the point.
That's besides the point. But the value of what you're getting, it's just, I don't always see it. And look, I almost bought the Psylocke offer. I thought the Psylocke offer was amazing, and it's I think Colossus is going to be a great taunter for an X-Men team, even without Phoenix. He loses a 2-turn taunt. He's better with Phoenix, but he's going to be pretty decent without her.
Yeah,
but you're not going to run that X-Men team without Phoenix, because she's the engine that kind of keeps that whole train going.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's just to kind of finish up what I was saying before. I think that it's just, you mentioned the sustainability of power creep, and it's just, this game has proven, if anything, that it doesn't really matter if your gameplay is balanced at all. People will still keep buying. This is the age of mobile games and microtransactions.
Oh, there's nothing micro about these transactions.
That's true. but gameplay balance is fairly inconsequential at this point.
So I'm gonna call my shot now, because the Phoenix is coming back in September. And knowing what Marvel has planned for this year, I'm going to call my shot now, and I'm going to say that the Fantastic Four will come to the game around August, and they will take X-Men out of the arena meta.
Yeah.
So I'm calling my shot now, Fantastic Four. Now, if that comes to pass... people are going to claim that I have advance notice. I'm calling that shot
Only
now,
if you
too.
start giving out specifics of kits.
Well, yeah, no, we won't do that. We're not there.
I mean, I think that they are going to be a Trump team of some kind. I don't know what facet it'll be in though. It'll either be in war, it'll be in raids, or it'll be in arena. I would imagine it's probably going to be. Yeah, I don't see, because there's not really like a healer. What's her face doesn't heal, right?
No,
Invisible
Sue
Woman?
doesn't. Sue's not a healer. She's actually she's kind of a protector in a way, or a support. I guess maybe support's the best way to go, because she turns
Yeah, she's
invisible and
definitely
she throws
support.
up invisible shields.
Because the thing is going to be.
Yes, she gives barrier. Boom.
Yeah.
Right.
So
that'll be our
yeah,
second barrier character.
Yeah, hopefully she's going to be better equipped with that ability, that unique ability.
Grimm is just basically going to be a monstrosity.
I hope he's going to be more like Hulk.
Maybe, but he'll probably have armor like monstrosity. Monstrosity's armor is amazing, by the way.
I feel so underwhelmed by. Am I alone in this? I have no idea, but I feel so underwhelmed by the Thing with the existence of Hulk.
Why is nobody ever whelmed?
Because I'm never whelmed. I'm a miserable person.
It's a Teen Titans reference. That's a Teen Titans reference.
Okay.
Wrong show, Bill.
But why? I feel incredibly underwhelmed with the Thing. Like, even whenever I saw him in the movies, I'm just like, this is just a crappy version of the Hulk.
Except he could talk and he was snarky.
Have you seen Professor Hulk?
Well, okay. Professor Hulk didn't happen for a very long time, and it was really the Green Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a kind of a quote-unquote mindless brute until he had an issue and turned into the Gray Hulk. And then Doc Samson helped him to kind of come to grips with himself, and he merged into the intelligent, true Hulk.
Mm-hmm. Well, either way, I just think that at the end of the day, he's just a B-roll version of the Hulk. Even with being more intelligent than the Hulk in his rage out state.
Which is fair. And look, I'm not saying you're wrong.
I guess I'm looking for, is there any redeeming quality to him other than that? Like, some actual useful redeeming quality? Because I would rather, if I'm going into battle with someone, I would rather have the Hulk on my side for sure than the Thing.
Oh, talk about underwhelming characters. Sorry.
Excuse me? Are you referring to the person that mentioned Gambit? The Beyond Omega level character? Yeah. Gambit was going to be
Beyond Omega level.
I think
his stats,
unlock.
His official stats, power level 2.
Cool factor brings him up to like a 37 bazillion power level, okay? He's going to be a 7-star unlock, and he's going to take the place of 3 characters on one team. That's how strong he is.
It wasn't Channing Tatum that was Gambit. It was not Taylor Lautner. Shoot, the kid from Friday Night Lights.
I don't know. But either way,
did Channing do Gambit in a later movie?
No, I think he was being looked at to play Gambit in the next one that never was released. Which honestly I think would have been pretty good. Channing Tatum is actually a pretty good actor. Whenever he's in comedic roles, he's actually pretty good.
Apparently Chris Hemsworth came close to playing that.
Chris Hemsworth did? I'm so glad that didn't work out. He's the best Hulk. This version of the Hulk that we have is the best Hulk.
Oh, the one from Endgame?
I mean, the one from Endgame, ever since Ragnarok. Ragnarok is my favorite movie of all time.
Amazing.
In the Marvel Universe now for MCU.
Taylor Kitsch. That's who it was.
Taylor Kitsch. I have no idea who that is. But yeah, they need someone way better than him. They need. Who do they need? Paul. They need to bring him over from Vision, make him play a real character.
No, you can't do that. You can't
Did
do
it
that.
with the Human Torch.
That needs vision.
Captain America and the Human Torch.
So
they did
those
it
were
once.
two different licenses, two completely different licenses with two completely different studios. We're not playing that game.
Matter. They need to right their wrong with.
I mean, you could say the same thing about Thanos and Cable.
You mean Thanos?
Oh. Love you, Mulligan.
Buggy, shout out.
So, let's get back on topic here.
Yeah.
The you're absolutely right. The Thing would be very much just another Hulk, a monstrosity type character.
Yeah.
Hits hard, has heavy armor, right? Reed Richards would be a controller, and Johnny Storm would be a blaster. But that's only 4. You need the 5th, which means I think the
Silver Surfer.
You know what? Silver Surfer could come into the game, but he man, how do you account for his power levels
that quickly? Because he's like mega strong, right? Like he was the one that ultimately I think defeated Galactus, right?
Well, no, he didn't defeat Galactus, but he does have power cosmic, right? He does have cosmic power. He is definitely one of the most powerful beings, but any Herald of Galactus has that power.
Gambit
So
should have been
Firestorm has that power. Silver Surfer has that power. Fire Lord has that power. So, it's.
But yeah, Doctor Doom. Riker's right. Doctor Doom. He's. I mean, I guess it would be weird if he was on their side. I guess, but there's probably team ups where he's on their side, right?
Well, yeah, because Doom is a megalomaniac, but
he's like independent. He's not necessarily
right.
like.
I mean, like we've seen Doom in the game, and they actually portrayed him rather well. Of this is my world. We're going to get rid of Ultimus, which is what the Gamma Raid basically was. So, I mean, yeah, they could bring in Doom as well, but I would rather see Silver Surfer. You could bring in the Richards kid, who is also an Omega level mutant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think those would be probably the best. But it depends on what we're going to see with Far From Home coming out in a month and a half now.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to see a resurgence of Spider-Verse? Resurgence. Are we
Right.
going to see Spider-Verse actually become what they thought it was going to be in the first place? You want to talk about an underwhelming kit? I mean, Spider-Verse is pretty. Oof.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's worth so. Are you going after Phoenix? Are you gonna charge after Phoenix at this point?
Not anymore. I was definitely going to before, but absolutely not now. There's no way, and I'm certainly not. I wasn't even putting in money before, but I have like a stockpile of 1,500 cores or so. It's not too much, but I was going to use it to try to help me get what I needed,
right?
To get them at 5 stars, but not anymore.
Yeah, and that's fair.
Yeah,
I was going to as well. Once they changed to 6 stars, I did the math, and it will take me 27 days just for Hand Assassin, because she just hit level 5. So to get her to 6 is going to require 200 shards.
Yeah, which those events that they're doing are not going to make up for that.
No, they're really not. They're really not. I mean, you would have to have like a Hand Assassin Blitz, and I imagine that Blitz. So Colossus Blitz is coming Monday. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. And that one, I suspect, would have been the highest Blitz of all times. I don't know now if it will be, but it would have definitely been had Phoenix stayed at a 5-star. I would have gone after that Blitz, and I hate Blitz. With a passion, I hate Blitz.
It's just no matter what, it's almost. I feel like it's almost more salt on the wound that in a weird way, I know, because they're giving us these extra events, but I feel like them giving this and acting like, oh, but it's okay, you'll get these couple of events whenever that's going to net maybe like 20 shards or so.
If that, because look, I'll be honest, the double drop event is garbage. I hate double drops because 2 times 0 is still 0.
Still 0, exactly. And so it's really, really annoying to me that they do that. Like, I'd rather them just not do anything for it.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds weird and counterintuitive, but it's just, I really feel like it's them like making themselves feel better, and they're like, "Oh yeah, here's a little bone for you guys."
Right.
Like,
well, I mean, look,
okay
let's be honest.
They're
They're banking on addictive personalities going, "Hey, I'm really close. Maybe I can just push a little bit further. Oh, I didn't quite make it. Let me buy some cores so I can recore this and do this again." And they're banking on people trying to push to get her there. But here's where I caution people, right? So to finish up, I'm not going after her now. I have decided that I am close enough to 6 that I can at this point, now that we know she's coming back in September, I can make them kind of a semi-focused daily farm and get her 7-star the second time around.
Yeah, without coring up.
Without coring up, and I can still put my focus into getting into Fear the Darkness for Ultron. Because I think Ultron ultimately is a better way to focus than Dark Phoenix, because Ultron's very much that plug and play character that goes everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. He's not only like very versatile with the team that he can be in, but he's also multifaceted with the mode that he's good in.
Yes.
So for sure, I agree with that.
Yeah. So I was going somewhere. I forget. Getting old, man. Getting old.
You were getting to a point. You just forgot what it was.
To a point, and I forgot what it was because. I would encourage people to really think about this long and hard, because they have already said this is going to be the most difficult event. So not only do you have to spend all that time, if you're going to be close to push them just to 6-star, you cannot forget the fact that you're going to have to gear, level, and ability these guys.
Yeah.
Just to get Phoenix. And then you're going to have to gear, level, and ability the X-Men. So Psylocke, Colossus, and Phoenix.
Yeah.
So
and soon Cyborg.
And
not
Cyclops.
Cyborg. Cyclops people.
Man. At least I'm not the only one with a DC reference in a Marvel pod. So, although Kree Cyborg.
I didn't even think of, whenever I accidentally put that and people started pointing it out, I didn't even think of DC Cyborg. I was thinking Kree Cyborg. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's like still somewhat applicable.
So that's what has me here, right? So look, some of these hero villain controllers are great. Right? Ronan is great now. Mordo is awesome. Loki is a top tier character. And so I don't have a problem.
Assassin.
Huh?
That hand assassin. Don't count her out.
Man.
I'm just kidding. I'm just totally count her out.
I'm just like, you really want to throw gear and level at her? Because I promise you're gonna have to. You probably got to get her to T10.
Yeah, I think, and I know a lot of people shared this thought process. It's not unique by any long shot, but if they did bump it down to a 5-star, I am very certain that it would have been a perception switch that they love so much, because they would have probably increased the difficulty on that so much.
And you know what? I personally probably would have been okay with that versus just saying, oh, not only we're going to increase the difficulty, but we're not going to require 6 stars.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think for sure at the end of the day, like, the resource limitation on like gear and stuff like that is more and gold is more easily overcome than 200 shards.
Right.
You know?
And so here's where all this kind of becomes a big problem. So I'm going to kind of go back to Galaxy of Heroes real quick. The last 3 legendaries have been extremely difficult events. So 3PO, Chewbacca, and Padme were insanely difficult. But
Padme was hard to unlock?
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, God. Padme was, because you could only use Separatists to do it. So, and they hadn't reworked Dooku or Gunray yet. And so...
Let's not get too far off, because I don't even know what you're talking about.
So, anyway, you had to like the B2 super battle droid, you had to have him there. I barely got her unlocked at 5-star. Barely. So yeah, I mean that event was really, really hard because when did you quit playing Galaxy?
Long time ago.
Okay, so you didn't do any of the Revan characters?
No, and I wasn't even like high enough to do it. I
Okay.
wasn't attached to any, like I wasn't paying attention at all, and I stopped the day that MSF came out.
Okay. There's a character in Galaxy of Heroes called Jolie. Okay. Did you ever play KOTOR?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember Jolie, the Jedi?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Jolie in Galaxy of Heroes can basically revive all Jedi on a team. In the Padme event, they had some random fish Jedi who did the same thing to the Jedi on there. So you had General Kenobi, Anakin, and Mace at like 6 and up. And this guy, if you didn't do the turn order just right, this guy would just re-res them and bring them back. And that's kind of what made that event so difficult. There are ways you could do this event to get Phoenix and make it difficult, but still leave it 5 stars. This is the point I'm trying to get to. Because as we move forward and they add more legendaries, and they will, they have to account for the fact that people that have been playing the game since the beginning are pretty much going to be ready. Unless you follow the path laid out by like Galaxy of Heroes, saying, hey, we just released 5 characters to the game. Here's a month, and then we're doing a legendary. If you want them, you're going to have to core out big time.
Which they usually do for a few of them. For the legendary events. I mean, not all of them, granted, but there's been a few of them now that relatively recently implemented characters have been required.
Magneto
so they've been
required
doing
Brotherhood.
a bit of that. Right, and whatchamacallit? The girl that I always mispronounce.
Shuri with Spider-Verse, because that made sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because that's thematic. Yeah, and I would have had no problem with him going, oh, hey, look, we just released Psylocke. We just released Colossus. And you've already got Storm and Wolverine. So you're going to need five hero mutants, which would have been Deadpool or Cable, as your 5th, to unlock her. I think that would have been...
Well,
and
they're not X-Men, right? They're X-Force?
They're X-Force, but they're hero mutants. They're the only 2 other hero mutants.
I didn't hear you say hero mutants.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking X-Men.
And so, you know, they could have done it in a way that you use the new characters, requiring people to core out to get them, to buy them, whatever, and kind of maybe throwing a little bit of a bone by saying, well, everybody's got a 7-star Wolverine, or that you should. And a lot of people are going to have a 5 or 6-star Storm, and Deadpool and Cable are going to be up there as well. But you still need to get these 2 characters. And the only way to do that is going to be through these events, or you're going to buy these orbs or whatever. I'd have been okay with that. But this arbitrary, here's 3 random traits that we're just going to throw together to do this is just... Because Mystic Villain Controller, really? Because she's a freaking cosmic character.
She's a martial artist.
Who, Phoenix?
And
she's not a martial artist.
No. Sorry, I'm thinking.
You're thinking Psylocke. I'm talking Phoenix, right? Phoenix is the Phoenix is a cosmic entity.
Cosmic for sure. Yeah.
But you need mystics to unlock her. Okay, sure. Anyway,
we should probably move on.
Yeah, I could go on for a while, you know. But again, I'm not mad that they changed requirements. I'm mad that they didn't have it. I'm mad at the communication that they changed requirements.
Yeah.
So another thing that hit this week was the stealth raid buff. So apparently they have been stealth buffing the beta raid on us. And that's not good. that is literally Sisyphus rolling the stone up the hill.
Good reference. But yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Solid.
And it, you know, so here's the thing. I understand that as people progress, they want to keep the raids challenging. Okay? You don't do it behind the scenes, and you don't do it in such a way that you don't increase the rewards as well. That's my problem.
Transparent with it. Yeah, I mean that's a huge problem with this game period. I've said it a bazillion times, so people are probably rolling their eyes right now. But you know, they have always been terrible about reward versus time required.
Yeah.
Like that is probably the worst thing that they do in this game. So it's not surprising that they found some underhanded way to do it. But yeah, I feel like that's happening in the Ultimates raid too.
I wouldn't be surprised. So there was a post from Cerebro on Reddit a few weeks back talking about how, yes, these raid nodes are semi-dynamic in the fact that they basically are mini buffed based off of your abilities. So that way you're not facing the same node every time.
Yeah, because that's for us, right?
Right. And that to me feels cheap, really cheap. It's really cheap because again, here's the thing, right? This game and this developer have a huge problem with the constantly moving goalposts.
Oh yeah.
You need stability in a game, and we don't have stability. Point blank. We just don't have stability. There's randomness all over the place. It's an RNG fest nightmare. We talk about AFK Arena a lot, which you do some great videos on, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But that game we think is an RNG mess, which it is. It's fun, but it's an RNG nightmare. But this is worse because we got double and triple RNG going on here. And now you can't even plan or prepare. You can't build your team for something that's constantly changing.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the people that were doing 100 on the beta 4 last time that came back to it and was like, say, huh?
Right.
And they can't do it now. Or people that were so close to 60% suddenly going, why are we struggling to hit 40? Well, turns out it's because they are buffing the raids and not telling us, which feels really down and dirty because when they released Red Stars, they told us they would not. Well, I think we all read it one way. We read what we wanted to hear. We read what they should have said instead of reading what they lawyer speaked. And that's honestly, anytime you read a dev blog, guys, read it under lawyer speak. And realize that everything will be intentionally as vague as possible so that they come back and say, well, we said we would revisit groups of characters like AIM and Hydra. We never specifically said we would look at hand. Right? It's lawyer speak. It's a way to get around and out of it and say, well, it's not our fault you read it that way. It's not our fault you took our words that we said and the implications that we made. Because we didn't actually say that. You inferred it. That's not our fault.
Yeah. They love their ambiguity, that's for sure.
Yep. So, and we've been seeing that in these dev blogs for over a year. Ever since they started.
Yeah.
There's been ambiguity, and they've been able to go back and say, well, we never technically said that. That was a lot of the defense for, people saying about the whole legendary thing with the Phoenix was, well, they never said it was going to be a 5-star unlock when they released the information. So, it's not like they're changing it.
Yeah.
I am not, look, I'm an envoy, and I love being an envoy, but I'm not carrying their water. That's just point blank.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But, yeah, so I think stealth buffing the raids is bad practice. Very bad practice. And
surprisingly, I agree with you.
We've been doing that. We've been more positive. It's funny. We got kind of called out last week for being negative, and I really felt like we were a very positive episode last week.
Yeah, me too.
And it's funny because that guy then came back and said, "I take it back. Be as negative as you want this week."
Yeah, because after what happened with Phoenix, yeah.
Oh, that's special. I love it. So
we appreciate it.
by the way, we also both got contacted by the guy who asked that grab bag question last week.
Yeah, that's right.
About would you vision
me.
for Gambit? There it is. So yeah, if you're gonna buff the raids, number one, you got to tell us, and number two, you have to increase compensation to match, because we are, you know, I'm not gonna re-reference it, but literally, it's just that same mindset, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Boy, this. The game has, I don't know why it's just got problem after problem after problem. It just, so today, Friday, May 31st, offers started showing up in the store for, I want to say, the equivalent of 18 million gold for $25.
Yeah.
Come on. Really?
240k orb fragments.
Yeah, 240k orb
and
fragments.
Something else too, right? I forgot what it was, but
there was something else. And then I'm like, I heard about this. I'm like, really? I mean, this is, come on, guys. This is your store. This is your economy. This is. So here's the thing, right? People bought this offer. What are you now going to do? Are you gonna take it away and because I mean that's really bad if you do that, because it's your fault that it was there in the first place. It's not the person who bought it. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
It's your fault for making that offer available and then taking the money for the transaction. So are you going to now give everybody the same amount free?
I mean, they should, but they certainly won't. I can promise you it's not going to be that as the answer.
So here's, you and I have had this discussion in the past, right? Let's say they decided to give some recompense. Should they also give the same recompense to the people that bought the offer?
No, but they don't micromanage enough to not do that. Like if they did in a magical world where they allowed us to have that much of a gold increase, yeah, they would just give it to everyone. They've done that every single time this has been a problem, which has been several times. So
and I think you and I disagree on this, but I actually think they should give it to the people that did buy the offer, because if you don't give it to them, you are penalizing them now for buying the offer. It's not their fault. They bought an offer that was readily available. And FoxX,
there's a difference there. All right, so I'm under the so if they did this in my version of it, what they would have done is refunded them the money and allowed them to keep what they got. And then they would have given everyone else
an equivalent,
basically the same thing. Yeah.
You know what? I'm 100% on board with that. That is fair to me.
But
holy crap, are we agreeing a lot?
Yeah. But if they did that, I promise you that they wouldn't, like, they might refund the transactions, but they wouldn't, like, they would just give them another set. It wouldn't be like a micromanaged thing. It would be a blanket thing.
Which kind of brings us to our next thing, which is kind of the elite store. In the fact that we were promised the elite tickets, and we were promised that we were going to get elite store credits based off of duplicates that we had pulled from the elite orb in the past. Now, I don't know if all of that was when I read back through it, I realized what they really said versus, again, what we saw or what we heard. I think a lot of people heard, oh, hey, you're going to get refunded for all your duplicates.
Right, which is not the case.
Which is not the case. You're only going to get you were only going to get for duplicates that were pulled out of the elite orbs.
Right.
And my understanding is that some people got the Elite 5 ticket orb, like a free Elite 5 orb, and some did not. My understanding is that those that got the Elite 5 orb was because they got an Elite 5 duplicate out of an Elite orb. Sorry, I shouldn't say the word Elite 5 duplicate. They got a 5 red star duplicate out of an Elite orb. And if that's the case,
I got that.
I did too, because I pulled a duplicate 5 red star Winter Soldier. I was expecting 6. I was expecting the 6 tickets. That's where my confusion came into play.
Right.
I was expecting the
pulled
Elite
two.
6.
I pulled 2 duplicates up there in the elites, but I only got 5.
Did you pull 2 5 Red Star duplicates?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I don't know about, but okay. Then they
I'm
were
pretty
like,
sure it's tiered though. Like I think the payouts are tiered. I don't think it's specific. So I think it's like if you've had 1 to 3 duplicate pulls, you get this much.
yeah, that might very well have been because unfortunately shortly after that we weren't able, because I messaged Cerebro going, hey look, I want to know every Red Star I've ever pulled.
Right.
I don't know if it's possible or not, but I'd love to know because I'm kind of tracking it going forward. Shoot, I forgot to do my 5 yesterday.
It's just we didn't see specifics. We saw groupings.
We saw
Of
groupings.
what people were getting.
And we saw people getting Elite Four tickets, and now we understand a little bit better why they were getting the Elite Four tickets. Because if you only pulled a 1, 2, 3, or 4-star duplicate out of an Elite Orb, you're only going to get, well, if you get a 4, you're supposed to get 5-star tickets. But if you pulled that 1, 2, or 3, which is a majority of what you're really going to pull, you're only going to get Elite Four tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So, the problem is they I think they kind of messed something up, and they were like, oops. And then they this week released the Elite 5 and was like, here's what you should have got. And it just, why aren't these things? I mean, they had all this time and they were hyping up the ticket refund the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they were like really hyping it up. I don't recall them really hyping it up. I think the community was certainly hyping it up.
They called it out. They called it out specifically, I believe, in at least 2 blog posts. Continue pulling your orbs because you're going to get the refunds or you're going to get the tickets.
I only recall it one, but I mean, you could definitely be right, but I only recall it from the first one that they
yeah, I'm
said,
not going to. Yeah, during the show, I'm not going to go back and look at that, but I was pretty sure there were 2 blog posts. One when they announced it, and then one like the week right before.
Yeah,
but
so
and then the Elite store itself is so convoluted, yes. And honestly, I've heard people talking about buy the promotion credits, guys. The amount of pulls that you have to do to get enough promotion credits. It's the cost versus benefit is just not there. Yeah. I mean, look, if it's something you really want to do, don't let me dissuade you from a percentage based and mathematical,
strategic.
Yes, it's a bad idea because a 3-star character is going to cost you 10 promotion credits, right? And we're gonna dive into a little bit of math, so you might want to just keep hitting that skip button until I stop talking. But you need 10 promotion credits, which you can get 1 promotion credit for 1,000 Elite Four tickets. Okay, so let's just start there. So to get a 3-star character, you're giving up 2 guaranteed 4 stars, minimum 4-star. Okay, and you're only getting 10% power.
Right.
Okay, so that 10,000 damage is going to go to an 11,000 damage. It's not that big of a jump for basically what is 2 4 Red Star guaranteed characters. And if you open those Elite Red Star orbs and wind up hitting a duplicate, you're going to get the Elite 5 tickets because that's the only way you can do it. The other thing to take into consideration is you need more of the higher Red Star characters on your roster to see any benefit out of this new Elite Red Store. You have to. You have to have more of the 4 Red Star characters before you can even think about getting these 5 Red Star tickets. So if you start spending your tickets on promotion credits to get guaranteed characters, and look, people are doing it. I understand, that 3 Red Star rocket, when you've not had a Red Star rocket at all, looks really nice and enticing. But that 3 Red Star rocket is really backwards progression for what it's going to cost you. So, I do what you want. I don't recommend it. I won't be doing it, period, because those tickets are going to be so hard to accumulate that the cost benefit is just not there.
Yeah, I agree.
I think somebody stepped away.
But I do agree.
So, yeah, that's that. The Psylocke campaign was fun. I enjoyed it. I didn't have a difficulty with it, but I've got a relatively well geared up Mordo to go with Daredevil and Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Nice. All right. Sorry, another content creator used my infographic for the Elite Red Store. It was letting me know. I'm like, yes, nice. So let's move on to, let's talk about one more slightly negative thing, and then let's move on to some positives. Okay.
Okay.
So everybody got their shiny new Psylocke, right? They went to gear her up, and they realized something when they got to gear 10. You can't farm this gear.
Yeah.
It's completely unavailable. You just can't get it. And it's like, really, Fox Next? That is so, again, it's, I feel like we should name this episode The Underhandedness.
It's a terrible name, but
whatever.
The context is right.
But the context is perfect, right? Because again, it's a really underhanded move. That if you want to use 100%. Psylocke, because she's a fun character. I think she's a great character. She's really fun to play, and to lock her gear behind this randomness is just so bad. All right, and it's Gaduro in chat just posted an image. Three of those is 1,500 raid tickets if it shows up. I'm happy it does show up, but you can only get it out of the raid store and the war store, or the war orbs, the purple war orbs, the raid purple orbs, or the raid store. There's the only three places to get this gear, so you can't farm it. You're at the luck of the draw, just like Orange Uniques.
Yeah. I think it's because they just don't want people to. She's such a powerful, or the whole team is such a powerful team that I don't think they want people to get her that powerful that quick. It's just another limiter technique that they're using.
Yeah,
which is really bad considering how much money people have, especially. Not so sure that it will continue that way, but actually, yeah, who might get it will. But it's really sad that they're doing that with the amount of people that are dropping as much as they are to get them. That aren't going to know about that, and then they're going to hit that brick wall, and they're going to be like, "What the heck?"
Yeah, they really are, and because it was done now, they're doing the same thing with Colossus, but at least they gave us some advanced warning with Colossus and said, "Oh, hey, there will be a new gear piece for him." I don't remember them doing that with Psylocke.
I don't think they did that with
Psylocke. And I really, as an envoy who did pre-drop videos on all these characters, I really feel like that's information we should have had. Not gonna lie.
But remember, it's your fault that you didn't.
I know it's my fault. It's my fault because I didn't. Maybe it's my fault because I didn't ask. Hey, is there any new gear on these characters?
I got my info through you, therefore you lied to me.
Oh, that's okay. Have I told you that according to some on Reddit, that the content creators, the envoys had this information weeks ago, and we've all been farming these Mystic Millen controllers. I saw that. I'm like, really, dude? We got the information in just enough time to put some videos together.
So, yeah, exactly.
And it took me forever because I'd have no video editing experience. They're getting better though.
Lost time.
They're getting better.
Yeah.
I think the one I did Tuesday only took me like 6 or 7 total hours.
Mm-hmm.
But that was, concept, infographic, video recording, and then editing and doing all the fancy graphics in the video. So it's definitely getting better. And I think that one was probably the best shot one I've done so far because I looked at the camera the entire time.
There we go.
I went completely from memory because look, Red Stars is a passionate topic of mine. And it's a system that I've devoted a lot of time and energy to. So it's one that I know well.
Yeah.
So
all right, let's keep moving down the list here.
Yeah, I know. You want to go, man. Quit trying to rush it. People are paying for it.
It's not that I want to go. It's how long is this episode going to end up being?
I mean, geez, man. We're only like an hour and 41 right now.
We're almost at 2 hours already?
No, we're only at like we're almost at an hour 45 minutes. We're an hour and 3/4. Not almost 2 hours.
Right. So, all right. So we're coming up on 2 hours.
Yeah,
soon.
and we don't have a whole lot left to do because we're not doing the character spotlight, remember?
That's right. Okay. That's good.
Okay. So we've got a few things left to talk about, and I really don't think those are going to take that long. So people like our 2 to 2.5 hour shows. I've found that the 2.5 is probably the sweet spot.
Yeah. I just don't prefer to edit a 2-3 hour show.
I understand that, but
unless of course you want to edit a 2-3 hour show, I'm fine with that.
They're probably just going to get the live uncut. I'll go through and look for long dead spaces, which is what I did with the Damage Control podcast. I looked for long spaces, I removed them out, and then I put the episode out.
Okay.
So yeah, you put too much. I don't know. I think
maybe I put too much effort in it. Maybe I'll just release. Yeah.
Well, that's what you did last week. I noticed that your released episode was actually a few seconds longer than the live uncut episode.
Actually, there was a reason. I mean, I don't know why it was longer, but there was a reason why I didn't. There wasn't really like that much fat to trim off that one,
right? And I don't think you're gonna have a lot this one either.
I purposely didn't put this is probably like I shouldn't be mentioning this in the thing, but whatever. It's not that big of a deal. I didn't put timestamps on that one,
right?
Because I wanted people to listen to, like, as we're kind of revamping the, why am I blanking on the polls? I want them to listen to the polls and see if they're better.
Yes.
So absolutely. I don't want them skipping past it.
And by the way, guys, the best way to let us know, iTunes, ratings and reviews, okay, is that does multiple things. It lets us know what you like and what you don't like. It gives us better visibility on the on iTunes so that people can find us more easily and readily. Because I'm probably done posting on Reddit. I'll
post on Reddit. I post on Reddit.
Okay, I'm on. Yeah, but why are we getting downvoted into oblivion? I just don't get it. It's crazy. Anyway,
powers that be will it.
Ooh, that may be more true than you think.
I think I know exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, so, oh God, we did, didn't we? So yeah, the gear pieces, and again, this is Foxnext taking a page out of Galaxy's handbook, and just not even communicating it though. At least they did it with Colossus. And speaking of which, he's coming in like 3 days.
Yeah.
I'm honestly shocked because number one, it's a Monday blitz, and a Monday blitz has always been kind of a trash blitz.
Yeah, I mean that just doesn't surprise me. I'm surprised that you're hung up on that.
It's my OCD because for the past year and months, right? The Monday blitz has been blah. The new character blitz has always been on Thursday, always. And so I don't like change. Change bothers me because I like having my patterns. I like knowing, it's going to take me X amount of time to do this, and I can go in and I can just hit this and hit this and hit this. And I know that, like the Monday through Thursday blitz is pretty much just a milestone and quit, so I don't have to spend any time on it. And
wait, was this really a thing? Because I'm seeing, so the creative in chat is saying that that this was a thing. Like, it was a classic characters were usually Monday.
Yeah.
I didn't know people even paid close enough attention for that. That's why
Well, yeah, all
it
the new-
surprised me whenever you were hung up on that, because I'm like, blitzes come when they come.
Yeah, no, because all new character blitzes have always been on Thursday. Always.
I've never realized that, nor
And then
cared to realize that.
Well, okay, you like me hate blitz.
Well, it's not a hate the mode thing. It's just it's such a small detail that.
No, that's a huge detail.
How?
Rescue was released when?
Mm-hmm. I don't remember.
It was released on 2 consecutive Thursdays. She was released on 2 consecutive Thursdays. Every character in Blitz, going back to the beginning of the game,
mm-hmm.
that has been basically a new character, is released on consecutive Thursdays.
That's so like I didn't even know that until now. I'm just like, okay, these are the dates that they're coming out.
Okay,
that day is just the day. I don't put like
you. Okay, so
mm-hmm.
we're gonna deep dive into Blitz here for a second because I want to test your Blitz knowledge. Because I hate Blitz. I loathe this. I just want to know. I just want to know if my loathing causes me to notice things that maybe you don't. Mm-hmm. So you do realize that.
Real quick,
yeah.
I obviously see that it's a thing because other people are saying, yeah, that's how it's been. I'm just shocked that like I don't know if I'm like the weird one for not keeping track of that, or if you guys are the super weird ones for keeping track of that.
Well, so let's ask a few questions and try to figure that one out. Okay, so you know that typically, and they're going to do it with Colossus as well. They have 2 blitzes a week apart. Right. What's different between the first blitz and the second blitz?
The lower tiers get the shards still.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's
at least you know. Look, I was a little worried.
And like I played the game for like since launch. It's only been like 4 months now not 4 months, probably like 3 months now that I haven't like played Blitz at all. I still know Blitz well. I just didn't know the release schedule of Blitz. Like I know the finite details.
And you know that every Sunday night into Monday is an orb blitz, right? Like it's always an orb blitz.
Yeah, actually, I guess I do know that.
Okay, because it was always classic character, new character, orb blitz. Classic character, new character, orb blitz.
Yeah, I guess I just never. It's the classic character, new character. I just never paid attention to which time which one was coming out.
Yeah, or they would do. If they did a classic character on a Thursday like they did this week with Electra, and I think they did. I think they did 2 classic characters because they're changing the Blitz to Colossus. I'll ask that in a second here, Flip. It was odd to see Electra because she's an okay character, but she's a launch character, and I was just kind of like really weird to see that Blitz. So it is. Flip had a question. So what kind of orbs do people outside the top 1,500 get in the second Blitz?
Well, I know it used to be like Mega Orb shards, but I think they changed it now.
No, it's still Mega.
It's still Mega?
It's still Mega.
See? I know what I'm talking about. I said I knew it used to be, but I did kind of feel like, and it might have just been for like 1 or 2 blitzes or something that they added something new, because I feel like they did. No, you know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of the fragments that you earned randomly.
Oh God.
Yeah, that thing. I forgot what.
The Tech Orb Blitz or something?
They did it for Pyro. They did it for Pyro for the first one.
Yeah, and it was actually like their orb.
Yeah, exactly.
So the flamethrower orb or whatever name they had for it. I'm still mad that the psychic that this was called the Psychic Dojo orb. Still mad by that. I thought the martial artist orb was
real quick.
Better. What?
Come with me on this ride for All Red Star. 5 Red Star. Let's do it.
Oh, okay. 5 Red Star.
Duplicate 2-star Mantis, 1-star Star Lord, 2-star duplicate Thor, 1-star Hand Assassin.
So hold on. So you got a 1, a 2, a 1, a 2.
Mm-hmm.
So
and then
there's
no, my last one is a 3.
okay.
3 red star. For Loki, I already have him at 2 though.
Okay, so hold on. So how many of those were duplicates?
I think. Hold on, let me check. Check my little thing.
Because if I'm
So
right,
the only
here-
ones that weren't duplicate was Star Lord.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, the only one that was a duplicate was the 1-star Star Lord.
Okay, so you got no elite tickets for that.
Right,
so
and then I got one from moving. I got
you
some
got
from
200
moving
for that. So you're going
from
2 to 3.
2-star to 3-star. Right.
Okay, so there's 200. And so then you got another 200 for your 1 stars and another 200 for the 2-star.
I have 700.
So you got like 700 Elite 4 tickets.
Exactly.
Congratulations. You do that 10 more times, and you'll have basically an Elite 4 orb. Basically, you're getting an Elite 4 orb every 2 weeks, is what it really boils down to.
Yep, that's the good stuff.
Yeah, so you might be able to do it one
Time to
one
roll
per week.
Elite 4-star orb.
Oh, let's do the Elite 4-star orb.
Here we go.
I wish we had video.
Boom. Oh.
I want you to have pulled a 7-star vision.
No, it's a 4-star hand sentry duplicate.
Well, at least you got Elite 5 tickets out of that.
Yeah.
Now, was it a duplicate or an upgrade?
Duplicate.
Okay.
Let me make sure.
Because
Yep,
upgrades are different than the duplicates. Only a true duplicate is going to get you those Elite 5 tickets.
Yeah, it was a true duplicate.
Okay. So, yeah, so there's what? 900 Elite 5 tickets? 750. Sorry, I'm going from the top. I'm going from memory. 750 Elite 5 tickets.
Yeah.
Which,
I think.
honestly,
I closed out of it too quickly, but yeah.
Everybody, I want you to remember something here. The former Elite Orb, you got 900 fragments for a 4-star duplicate. Now you're only getting 750.
Well, I don't know if I didn't see the thing whenever, like I just took it, accepted it.
I know you're not
left.
getting 900 out of it.
I don't know. I mean, I seriously don't know the number, but if you say that was 750 or whatever, because it was a true 4-star duplicate, so
It's
whatever
that's
that adds up
750. I'm looking at it in the helpful resources channel of our Discord. There is an Elite Red Star Orb currency infographic that will tell you. Yeah.
So
the duplicate.
I basically, out of all of those pulls, I got a 1-star Star Lord.
Yeah.
Nice.
Welcome to the Red Stars, man.
Red Stars. For me, trust me, it's much worse than everyone else's experience, though.
Pretty much. I'm trying to figure out how you're a day behind.
How am I a day behind?
Yeah, did you just get those from like the login challenge?
Yeah, I just got that. Yeah.
Yeah, I got those yesterday.
I don't know what to tell you.
You're a day behind, man. I don't know what to tell you.
What to tell you? Well, I don't know what to tell you either.
Evan, I want a new lane partner. Although, by the way, the Ultimate 6 raid right now, I don't know if I mentioned this last week or not. It is so easy. I auto all the way up to Ultimus. And I've even autoed Ultimus. Now, he was hurt a little bit, but I autoed that node. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
I can't auto the Puny God one. The one with the Lokis and the 2 Hulks and then the 3 Thors and then the 2 Hulks.
I want to switch nodes one time. I want to do that one and see if I can auto
If you want
that.
to do that for the next one, that's fine with me. Just because, who are you using to auto through it?
So Rocket, Star-Lord, Groot, Thanos, and Minerva.
You might be able to do it, actually. But yeah, I want to see. It's just Hulk makes it a pain with his ult now, and him being able to breeze through his speed bar. So
yeah. So all right. So Colossus is coming into Blitz. I think that it has the potential to be one of the highest blitzes we've seen, but I don't know with the new Phoenix unlock. So here's where this really becomes problematic. We don't know if, when, or ever a character will be farmable. There is 0 release cadence. Again, this goes back to stability in game. There is no rhyme or reason to any of their release cadences.
yeah. But it's good that they put her in there. But yeah, I mean it is. For
well, I hadn't
the most
gotten
part,
to I hadn't gotten to Mantis yet. We're still talking
Sorry, I
Colossus.
thought you mentioned that.
No, so
Oh.
I'm talking Colossus, and I'm talking the amount of blitzing that people are going to do for Colossus. Because
We are way off on the show notes.
Oh yeah, I decided to we're now going bottom back to top.
Gotcha.
Because we talked about the gear pieces, then we talked about the blitz changes.
I thought you were done with Colossus and moving on to Mantis now with your speech of we don't know when people are going to be farmable.
Well, but you're not paying attention, are you?
No, I was.
Because I was talking about how Colossus, I thought, would have originally been the highest blitz payout ever.
Mm-hmm.
But because because Phoenix is now that 6-star unlock, people may not go as hard on the blitz.
Oh, I think they're still going to go hard.
It's entirely possible. But we know now that she's coming back in September, but we don't know if Colossus will be farmable by then anywhere.
Yeah, it's just he's because of the reason that you just said, but he's also a fan favorite, and the fastball special with Wolverine is going to be too cool.
Not worth it.
Yeah, but I promise you, just even for the animation, it's they're going to do it.
I have the animation. You want a copy? You can play it to your heart's content and save yourself some trouble.
I didn't say I was going to go hard on it.
Actually, I'm not allowed to give those out. Although, I guess technically people could copy them off of our streams.
That's true.
So, I don't know why the issue with those, but we just can't give out the originals. So, Colossus Blitz. We're gonna stick with Blitz and we're gonna talk Mantis. So Mantis being added to the Blitz store is cool. It gave me a reason to use my Blitz currency. I think the odds are way out of whack. The reason why I say that is I had like 40,000 Blitz currency saved up.
Mm-hmm.
I blew through like 12,000 because A, I wanted credits. B, I just wanted to see what the drops were going to look like. 12,000 credits, I got 0 Mantis.
I mean, if you want Mantis, why are you just not focus farming her?
Well, I am. I'm not saying I'm not. But I also needed the gold. I needed the gold.
I mean, it's not that worth it.
I got like 300,000 gold, man.
Not worth 12,000 credits. Not in my book, at least. That's more blitzing that I have to do.
Meh. I still have like 30,000 credits. I'm not going to blow through that ever because I do the milestones. I'm going to gain back everything very quickly because you can only buy so many of the Alliance War energy.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's only 2 things in that store I'm buying. 3 things.
Yeah,
so there's only 3 things I'm buying in that store, and I make that back in like 2 days.
That's true.
So the 12,000 credits was the 12,000 Blitz credits was really nothing. I needed to buy
credits. It's still a healthy chunk. But
it is a healthy chunk, but it also gives me.
If you have 30,000 though in the bank, then there's not too much to be concerned with.
Yeah, I mean, I had 40. I was at 30.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I think I'm down to 25 now because this morning it was Christmas, and 2 of the Orange Unique showed up in the supply store.
Yeah.
And I needed a quick influx of gold to be able to buy them both.
Oh wow.
So I was able to afford one. Then I had to blitz my butt, not blitz, but open a whole bunch of blitz orbs to buy the other one because one was superior palladium, and I think the other one was the superior cloth.
Mm-hmm.
So I needed both of those.
Right.
But I think Mantis and Blitz is nice. She's a good character. I think the problem with Mantis was the fact that she came out and then Minerva came out.
Yeah, exactly. It really took some of the thunder.
It really did. Because Minerva, but Mantis, when you pair her with Drax,
she's very annoying and frustrating.
She is very annoying and frustrating. And Drax, like, I need to do that because my 4 red star Drax he's pretty tanky. I don't run him with a team currently. I think I gotta redo. I gotta reorder my blitz when we log off tonight. So, yeah. What do you think of Mantis in the blitz store?
I mean, it's obviously good. I'm not gonna say I hate it. That's for sure. So yeah, I think that's good. I'm glad that she's in there. It's the most farmable store, and she's a good character. I mean, like most of the Guardians team now is very farmable, and that's a really good raid team, and it's a really good arena team, and there's a lot of hybrid combinations that you can make out of that team. So yeah, I think it's really good.
Yep. I lost track. Sorry, I was buying Juggernaut.
We're now on the Alliance War.
We'll get there. We'll get there. My goodness. All right, everybody, I want you all to know he is trying to rush you through this episode.
Hold on a second. Wait, how much more is there to say about Mantis and the Blitz store? Like,
Well, actually, I was going to... Did we talk about Juggernaut last week in the arena store?
I think so.
Okay. If not, Juggernaut's in the arena store, and you should be buying that every day. If he's not 300, if he's not 7-star,
yeah, because I already have mine at 300. So
yeah, I'm
actually
26.
We did. I know we did actually because I mentioned, oh wow, like I bought him instinctively, and I'm like, why did I buy him? I already have him at
very nice.
Max. Yeah. So
yeah, see, I'm like 5 or 6 days away from having him maxed out. So
yeah, okay.
That's cool.
I was saying, Alliance War update.
The Alliance War update. So they upgraded the rewards for Alliance War, and okay, thank you. I will say thank you, but I'm still going to say it's not worth the time investment.
Yeah.
So they did not buff the victory rewards except to add like 15 ABCs.
Yeah.
So we were already getting, I believe, the 2,000. The 2,000 war credits and the 500 elite war credits. That never changed. And we were already getting the 100,000 gold. So that didn't change. So they just added 15 ABCs to the victory. Okay, great. Thank you. More ABCs are great, especially as people are pushing for Fear of the Darkness. The defeat rewards is where they really kind of pump that up a bit. And what they did is they basically doubled the rewards for a defeat. So instead of they went from 25 to 50k gold, and they increased the number of war credits, and then they added in 100 elite war credits and 10 ABCs.
Yeah.
So again, while it's nice to have that upgrade, I don't feel, in my opinion, I just don't think it's enough.
It's definitely not. That mode is so tedious and so repetitive. It is so annoying to do. And there's so much, like, you have to be engaged so much if you really, like, I feel so bad for the really top alliances because they are glued to their phone for updates. You know, I got a buff. I got to go and attack. We have to check which area we're going to attack next. Like, it's crazy. It's ridiculous. And to do it as often as we are, it's nuts. I'm going to run for president of Fox next under the platform of we get 4,000 points for a win, 2,000 points for a loss, and we war twice, or I'm sorry, we war half as often. President of Fox next.
Hey, you got my vote, man.
Elect me.
You know, you're absolutely right. So number one, I was lucky enough to be in the Alliance War beta and gave some feedback of, you know, look, it's taking too much time. And I am not a fan of the boosts, flat out. And I've become even more, I hate the boosts even more the more we play it. Because, so here's what happened, right? I win, it's all based off of who has the faster network. I want a Galaxy S9 Plus. It's a pretty fast phone. And
I mean, for the top end, like alliances, for sure.
Right. Well, I mean,
that can be a factor.
No, it definitely is a factor, and here's why. So I went in to remove a buff. By the time I exited out. The game reloaded. They had already reapplied the boost. Now, my phone, I was on my Wi-Fi network, which is a 200 plus megabit per second download rate. On a Galaxy S9, it's not slow at all. And they had somehow reapplied a buff before I could even get back into it. Like that, how does that even happen? How are they, how is the game processing it before I'm even back into the game? That, I hate boosts. I think they are absolutely horrid. I think they are a dumb system, and I think that they need to go away.
I also don't understand. I fully agree with you. I also don't understand narratively. Why are we going to war so often? Why are there so many wars?
Well, so if
Take
you
a break.
Wait, that actually was kind of explained in one of the campaigns because Ultimus has thousands of helicarriers.
We've had thousands of wars. We're done.
Remember, he's got multiple dimensions to keep pulling from.
But
So-
there's got to be I feel like either way it should be slowing down. Why?
And
are we going
remember,
to
we're
war
not
so
we're not
often?
blowing up the helicarrier. We're just destroying rooms that they can repair and rebuild.
We gotta get better at it. Then. End it. Kill that sucker off.
I agree with you. War needs to be like once, maybe twice a week. I'll give you twice a week. That's fine. But it needs to be like
also,
I really want it to be more like Territory Wars in Galaxy of Heroes. But I kind of like the way they have it now and the fact that your defenses stay. They're persistent. You don't have to go in and set them every time. So make it 2 wars a week. Make it Mondays and Thursdays. And boom. Double the rewards. Drop 1 war. And I think it would be a much better mode. Oh, and get rid of boosts. And it's a much better mode.
What I think, and they could even keep the boost for this if they wanted. I think that it actually cheapens the whole aspect of this war. I think it'd be so much more exciting if they made it far less frequent. Like, if they made it like once a week, or if they did like a big blowout of like once every 2 weeks or even once a month or something, that'd be super cool. And then they just, did a proportional amount of rewards for however long it was compared to what we have now. But that would be so much cooler because it'd be like this big thing. They'll never do it because they want our, eyes glued to the screen as much as they can. But that would be so much more epic. And I think everyone would be so much more involved.
Yeah. It's all about the engagement metric, unfortunately. And so that they can say, hey, look, we've got this number of people engaged in our game for this amount of time every day. I'm just like, ugh.
Exactly.
And somebody in our alliance had floated the idea of doing it over the weekends. I'm like, yeah, no. Sorry, man. Weekends is my family time. I am very rarely, sure, I may get on every once in a while, but I'm not going to sit and look at a war on a weekend. Friday nights is pushing it because, A, we record, and I'm just like, I spend time with my family typically before we do this. I'm like, yeah, sorry, man. War sucks in its current iteration. It's fun, but it's horrible overall.
Well, it is fun, but it loses that fun whenever you do it every other day. Like,
yes.
It's no longer fun. It's tedious and redundant. Like, I don't want to do it.
I mean, I think the most fun that I had recently was I took out like a 250, 260K Ultron node with my Fury Mags Minerva hybrid team. And that was absolutely cool. That felt good, right? But other than that, I'm just like, the rest of it, I'm just like, well, whatever.
Yeah, I think, it's just not good the way it is, personally. This is a negative episode.
I don't think anybody this week really would have expected differently.
Have a great episode. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree with you.
I don't. I mean, sure, you can try to spin it, and go the route of Munchkin Land, everybody's happy, all good, rainbows and unicorns and puppy dog tails and Skittles all over the place, but you and
I
I
know what you're
specifically, I know you and I get kind of hit for quote unquote negativity. I like to think that we try to be realists, and
I think I'm super objective, honestly.
right.
I think I'm
and
very
like,
objective
look,
with the game.
I don't know how anybody can play this game for over a year and objectively say this is a top notch quality game. Now, here's the counterpoint, right? If it's that bad and it's that negative, why do we keep playing the game? Well, because A, I love Marvel. B, the game has some good things to it, right? I enjoy the interplay. I love collecting. You know, there are things to this game that keep drawing me back and scratch that itch. But when I look at some of the other stuff that they do, it's just, you know, I can love the game and hate what they do at the same time. Those two
for
are
me,
not
it's more of,
mutually
I hate
exclusive.
the company. I like the game. I hate the company. And I see more of a potential for the game. And I feel that it's a disservice of the company that they aren't using it to its full potential. So it's a frustrating thing for me. But it's on the company end, not so much the game.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
I agree. And look, I say this.
Still...
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Okay. Look, as a quote unquote envoy, I understand where you're coming from, and I am not going
quotes,
to.
By the way,
Huh?
why is that in quotes? By the way,
because some people have taken that as we are basically now shills for Fox Next.
I gotcha.
Right.
I mean, I'm
so,
not. So
right, you're not. You're not. But
cool as a cucumber.
I am going to be critical when it's deserving, and unfortunately, with Fox Next, it's deserving quite frequently.
Yeah.
And that, you know, I to an extent, I do agree with you, and I think that, you know, Fox Next has made some very bad decisions over the past year and a half, and we're not seeing any real change in that.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping, and I see Chewy in chat, and I hope he agrees that as envoys, we will have an opportunity to influence not the community, but also Fox Next, and provide that feedback. Now, it is sad that we all yesterday said, look, this Phoenix change is a very bad idea. And they just kind of looked at us, shrugged their shoulders, and said, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know, that doesn't feel good as an envoy to say, hey, look, we're here not just as representatives of Fox Next, but we're here as representatives of the community, and we're volunteering to do this. And we have a finger on the pulse of the community. We do. We are interacting with them. Cerebro is the most interactive community manager we've ever had. And, you know, I think that's absolutely awesome. But we, as the content creators, are really interacting all day, every day. And I feel that we have a better feel of the community than Fox Next does. But...
oh, yeah. I still think that they don't play their game. I truly believe that at least 70% of them do not play their own game.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I really, really wouldn't. I mean, it's just it's hard sometimes to because, like I said,
think they pulled everyone out of quality control, and I think they put them all in advertising and marketing.
Pretty much. I mean, it's just anyway. I don't want to sit here and come like
yeah, you're right.
You know, I don't want to sit here and bash Fox Next because I you know. I feel
honestly,
at this point it's always like hitting
fun.
a kindergartner.
Yeah, but I do, not that I enjoy. I wish that you wouldn't have said that right before I say what I was gonna say, but I really enjoy like picking on Fox Next.
Yeah,
there's just been so much stuff that I think it's more funny than anything else at this point. So
yeah, and that's why
I have fun with it.
Anybody that may have tuned in for Angry Dorian, I'm sorry that you didn't get that, but it's just kind of Fox Next gonna Fox Next, man. You know, I can't get angry because like you don't get angry at a dog for peeing on the floor all the time if you don't teach it to not pee on the floor. You know the dog's going to pee on the floor because it's what it does. You just either accept it or you teach it differently. And we're at the point of accepting that this is what Fox Next does, And I'm hoping, again, like I said, I'm hoping that the envoys will be able to provide that community feedback. So, look, it may not be, it may not be me, it may not be Chewie, it may be a different envoy that you prefer to follow, but engage with them. Let them know your feedback. Don't be quiet. And talk to your shard mates, talk to your alliance mates. Tell them, hey, look, get with these guys. Point them to us, point them to Chewie, point them to Valley, point them to Tony Bing. I mean, there's some great content creators in this program. We all are here for you. You got to talk to us, though, so we can give that feedback to Fox Next, and we're not just going from the vocal Reddit, because that's a salt line.
Yeah.
So, all right. I think that we may have hit all of that well enough, don't you?
Yes, 100%.
Is there anything in the news this week that we missed?
No, I think we went over it with a fine-tooth comb.
There is, there was a lot. Sorry, there's a lot going on in chat. I got to minimize that. There was a lot that went down this week. I hope people are still around. I know quite a few people are like, I'm out. And I know quite a few people that did do it and followed through on it.
For every one person that's out, though, like 20 people come in.
Probably because they heard X-Men. Yeah.
Exactly.
And they're like, I can do this. And
yeah, the movie's coming. They're going to have another big thing on at least, the App Store soon for iTunes. So, yeah, they know what they're doing. They know they're going to lose a few and gain 1,000.
Yep. So, I did want to talk real quick before we kind of close out. I did want to. I know
grab bags.
Oh God, we got to do grab bag.
Yeah,
holy cow! You should have said, "Hey, Bill, we need to get through." Or Dorian, we need to get through this because of grab bags.
Pick a few. Yeah, just pick a few. Good ones.
I always pick out the good ones. Let's see.
Good ones.
Let's see. If you could put a Pokemon into MSF, who would it be?
With Snorlax, for sure.
Okay.
Hands down, best Pokemon there is. That or Psyduck, my two favorite Pokemon.
Let's see. Dorian, you mentioned a few times you work on your own cars. How can you ever not drain the oil on your cars? Or simply check the dipstick to see if it's good. So that's a reference to something that happened with my new car. Because I made a mistake of trusting AutoZone. And
AutoZone.
Yeah. I made the mistake of trusting AutoZone to know what they were talking about and not give me bad information. So, that was completely 100% on me, and I own that one. That was just a stupid move on my part. Let's see. What's both of your dream jobs, regardless of the skills or prerequisites needed? What about you?
So for me, my absolute dream job, what would it be? You do you first, because I'm thinking of mine. I want a good one.
I'm an intergalactic smuggler. Han Solo.
All right, if we can be fantasy, then that's different.
It didn't say real life. It just said dream job.
So, I'm gonna put it within the realm of reality, though. What would it be?
Within the realm of reality, if I didn't have such a massive fear of heights, I would love to be an astronaut. Space fascinates me, so I would go to space in a heartbeat if I didn't think I'd freeze up in terror from heights.
Yeah, that's fair. Gosh. Now that we're talking about Pokemon, my dream job would be a Pokemon master for sure. But but so within the realm of reality, I don't know. I probably want to be. I don't know. Probably just like phone it in and be a really, really successful investor. I want time to do all the hobbies that I want. Have an infinite source of money. And not be like famous. Like I wouldn't want to be famous. I'd want to be like a silent rich person, you know?
Okay.
I've never like the idea of being famous has never attracted me.
Right.
So if I could be just like a super successful, wealthy investor, I think that'd be really cool. Like I basically want to be Elon Musk without the notoriety.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Let's see. Any luck with the AIM Deadpool Psylocke team? So I don't run Deadpool on that team, and I've kind of pulled Monstrosity off that team, but I will tell you that the Psylocke Scientist Supreme is a really nice combo. So I was going to talk about this. We're not doing a character spotlight for Psylocke since we kind of talked about her last week. But like Psylocke, Scientist Supreme with Miss Marvel, Wolverine, and you can kind of add in your fifth there. I've been using Captain Marvel for that extra brawler. That team is really, really good and can clear up through. I ran them the last time I ran them. I was in like 6'3", 6'2", 6'3" in blitz, and they just they didn't really have much of a problem. So it's why that team works is because Scientist Supreme turn 1 is going to heal everybody. They're really slow. That's the biggest problem here. They're slow, but Scientist Supreme is going to kind of heal everybody up, throw out some debuffs. And then Psylocke is going to immediately go after her and basically throw those all those debuffs on one person. And then she and another person are going to crush whoever she just put those debuffs on.
Right.
So it's like an immediately, I'm just going to target somebody and kill them turn 1. It's just done. They're gone. Especially if it's somebody that Captain Marvel, like if it's Drax, he's just done. Because Captain Marvel had done her basically first turn on him. And then Psylocke's gonna take him out, and her attack's unavoidable, so it's guaranteed to hit. So it works well. I have not really. I don't know if I would throw Colossus into that team yet because you've got Miss Marvel who works really great with Psylocke. I think when she comes out, America Chavez would be interesting in that team. We'll have to see. Why does Dorian's voice pitch higher in videos? I don't know. I've noticed that too, and I
haven't noticed.
Yeah, well, okay. So I would trust you because you listen to the show to edit it and you watch the videos. But for me, it does feel like I pitch higher, and I don't know if it's because I'm trying to be more.
I think it's you. Like most people do that whenever they like going into on mode.
Yeah.
Cast, but on video mode, like you go to a little bit more of an on mode, and it's known whenever you're like pandering to people. No offense, but it's just how it is. But when anyone panders to someone, their voice pitches up. So
I think you're absolutely right on that, and it's also most of the time I'm like either reading from a script or I'm doing things of that nature, and it feels more forced, and I'm trying to not make it sound forced. Does that make sense? And maybe that's part of the reason.
As long as you never go to Joveshire level.
How you do?
I don't care what you do. No, that was uncalled for.
Never do it.
Okay, what are your thoughts on the forced teams in the game and the lack of theory crafting?
Say that one more time. Sorry, I was reading chat.
That's why I shut it down. What are your thoughts on the forced teams in the game and the lack of theory crafting?
My thoughts on the worst teams in the game?
No, forced teams. So
the forced teams in the game.
Raid teams. Right. So like you have to run this in teams. War. You have to run this in arena.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah. So I mean, it's a double-edged sword. So it's good in the way for people who don't particularly go to the min-max extremes that a lot of other people do, especially people that are hyper involved in the community and stuff like that and listen to, videos and stuff like that about strategy. So it's really good for them. And I think that there is a kind of charm to that. But yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like the lack of creativity that comes with it is a pain. And I think that you should be rewarded for coming up with good comps, which granted we have seen. Like, I mean, there's a lot of, especially with Minerva, there's been a lot. I think actually there's too much involving Minerva. Minerva's just overpowered.
Yeah, Minerva's everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, like you can literally plug her in as a fifth person to any team, and she'll be okay. But yeah, so I think there's a good part and a bad part. It just kind of depends on what part of the community you're involved in, the kind of very casual part or the very min-max part.
Yeah, it's funny that this question came up because I was thinking this week and was writing out thoughts for a video on MSF theory crafting because I love theory crafting. For me, it's one of the most fun parts of the game is to find these weird combos and try them out, and you never know what you're going to hit on. And I'm talking, going beyond the basic, here's an all tech or here's an all brawler. Trying to mix and match different types for various reasons, right? Like, for example, Scientist Supreme with Psylocke, with Captain Marvel because the brawler synergy is good there. But, finding other ways to go with that. Wolverine, not because he's a brawler, but because he's an X-Men, but he's also got the brawler benefit, right? So right. I had Storm on that team originally, and somebody brought up a point that I wasn't thinking of because it triggered so infrequently for me. But Storm can wind up giving speed up and throw off the turn order so that Scientist Supreme so that Psylocke goes before Scientist Supreme, which would be bad for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it's bad. I don't like the lack of theory crafting in the game. I don't like them basically telling you who you're going to run, where you're going to run them. So, that's part of the fun of these games. And part of the fun as a designer is watching people figure out different things to do with your game. It's also very frustrating, but it's also very fun.
Right.
Hebrew, why are you forcing people to answer questions on the polls, man?
Why am I forcing people to answer questions? I am just a mean person.
We are. We're sadists. We're just sadists. We like watching people suffer.
Exactly. How dare I?
What perks do you receive for being an envoy for Strike Force? All the blame, none the glory. Is that a perk?
In this case, you're right.
No, honestly, the quote unquote perk that we get is that we don't get perks. We have kind of a voice. I think if we were going to say anything, the perk that we get for being envoys is that we kind of have this direct voice to Fox Next. Now, whether or not it will accomplish anything, who knows? But at least there's that wedge, right? And I would say that's probably the best perk of being an envoy. Hebrew, do you think Phoenix is important to X-Men as Magneto is to Brotherhood? Will X-Men be good without her? And as Cyclops stands with the damage, would either of you buy the Cyclops offers? So
let's say the last part with Cyclops
is would you buy the Cyclops offers?
Would I know, because I'm not buying anything, but I think his kit, if it stays the way it is, I think that he is very strong.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Even just his basic applying disrupt and him being as strong of a base damage, if that number is accurate, if he has a very strong basic attack.
Right.
What was it, like 30?
Like 28K. Yeah.
Yeah. It was crazy.
By the way, we got
and apply disrupt on basic.
Yeah, we got some feedback that people don't like it when we, I guess, give stats with red stars. So
I guess I
can see their point.
That's unrealistic, but yeah, it's just honestly for me, like whenever I give it out like that, it's just for ease of that's how it automatically loads up.
It automatically. You know what? We should talk to the guys at MSFGG and just kind of say, hey, we should probably do 0 red stars and show them at max 7-star, and then let people pick their red star level. But yeah, I can see an argument either way. So other parts of this question though, is Phoenix as important to X-Men as Magneto is to Brotherhood?
So I think that I think the Magneto team can be pieced out more. I think that in the X-Men team, there's so many characters that rely on Phoenix. Especially
I don't
like
think
Colossus.
So. Colossus does, and Cyclops will do some extra damage like when she dies.
Yeah.
But other than
And-
that, I don't think any of the other ones like require her to be there.
I think if I remember correctly, there's another character. I'm sorry, Psylocke. Does she require her for something?
No, in fact, Psylocke is
some
probably
kind of
one of the most
Maybe
piecemealable
it's
of
just
the three.
X-Men specific.
Yeah, it's X-Men. She
buffs
does
for-
X-Men for the negative
Transferring
effects.
the negative buffs.
Yeah,
Is that right? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
which Phoenix
Um,
does the same exact thing. It's just she does it more AOE, whereas Psylocke is more targeted.
Yeah, but I think the two best characters in that team are also Colossus and Phoenix. So
And until we know a little bit more about Cyclops, I could probably agree.
I'm
with
not.
that.
Yeah, I'm not including Cyclops right now. But so far, like the two best characters in that team right now are going to be Colossus and Phoenix, and they really rely on each other. So I would say that I would rather like I could find more spots for piecing out my Brotherhood team than I feel like I could with X-Men.
I think the only thing that I really have with that is reading through Phoenix's kit, which unfortunately is no longer in the game, but she gives herself taunt in certain situations because she wants to die and become
yeah,
Dark
the death.
Phoenix. And I really feel like that kind of negates some of Colossus's use. That it kind of takes away from Colossus being the protector, and now you've kind of got this dual protector system going. Does that make sense?
If I remember correctly, though, a lot of his buffs are based on if she's a part, the rest of the X-Men get buffs. If she's a part of the team, the rest of the X-Men get buffs, like extra effects.
No, I think only he does. No, I take that back. Defense up
X-Men.
to all X-Men allies is
Yeah, and I
the
think
one.
there's
is
even
the thing.
another one.
No, I'm
an
looking
extra
at the kit.
on the passive. I think it was like a health buff or
Nope.
something.
It's
No?
if Phoenix is an ally on spawn, he gains defense up for 2 turns and then applies defense up to all X-Men allies.
Okay.
And then that's the only thing that's the only now defense up to all allies is nice if she's on the team.
That's huge.
That is other than the 2-turn taunt, that's the only other thing that Phoenix and Colossus do together.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at Phoenix, it's kind of weird because whenever Colossus taunts, she's gonna taunt.
Right.
I'm kind of like, why? I mean, obviously because Phoenix wants to die and become Dark Phoenix, which makes sense. But I feel like there's a better way. There should have been a better way to trigger that taunt and not kind of negate Colossus gaining a taunt.
Yeah. Well, either way they work. Like Colossus is really good specifically with her for that.
Yes, I do
that
agree
buff.
with that.
So I think that regardless, those two really need to be together. And like I said, I think with Brotherhood, I think you can piece them out a little bit easier. So that's just me. I don't have the characters yet, so it's hard to say.
And do you think X-Men will be good without her?
Without her,
Yes.
I think it will fall apart. I think that they're usable. I don't think that they're going to be nearly as good.
Okay.
Well, if you have Cyclops in it, yeah. I mean, they're just with her, they're God mode. Without
Right.
her, they're decent to good.
I think either way, they're really designed to counter Brotherhood in a big way.
Yeah.
And I think with Cyclops, Shield teams were the hybrid teams. Because Cyclops is that disruptor for the buffs, and then both Phoenix and Psylocke are the debuff removers, cleansers.
Right. Out of curiosity, how long is this episode now?
The episode is now 234.
Gee.
So we're gonna kind of there's a few questions. We're gonna kind of run through some of these. Let's do some fun ones here. If you could give each other any 7 Red Star characters, who would it be and why?
I already know yours.
Well,
For
yeah.
sure. Yeah. For you, who would I troll you with? I don't even know.
So we're gonna go the troll route. I wanted you to go first. I wanted to see which way you would go with it.
I would give you like the most useless character in the game. So
A monstrosity.
I would say aim, but like you would love that, so I don't want to give you aim.
Yes, I make trolling very hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you like someone in Hydra. I think.
Okay, hey, look, when Red Skull comes out, I'm gonna walk through that mode.
Yeah, there really isn't anything that I think I could give you that you would not be like, oh, all right, I guess I'll take it.
Why would you do that to me? Yeah. But obviously, I'm giving you vision.
Yeah, exactly. And I quit this game.
Yep. Let's see. Boy, I hate the fact that there was so much news we couldn't do as much grab bag. Let's see. What's the best way of getting the new purple uniques? Pray to whatever deity you believe or don't believe in.
RN Jesus.
Pretty much. Do they prevent these characters from becoming meta before the end of summer? I don't think they help because you're now that we know that they do show up in the raid store, obviously you can core to refresh that store. So, and people will do that. So, is it a stopgap? No, it's just a way for them to make money.
Yeah.
Let's see. Curious, do you have a ritual when opening orbs, such as counting to 10, certain position of the armature, anything like that?
Oh, no, I know I'm going to lose. Like, no matter what I do, I know I'm going down.
Maybe that's your problem. Maybe you need to pick a system and keep it.
No, I just get it over with as fast as possible.
As a baseball guy, yes, I'm naturally superstitious. So, obviously I do have my own little ritual for it. I know it doesn't affect anything, but it also triggers my OCD. I got to do it the same way. So our question last week about if you had to use vision to get Gambit, would you do it? Has started a trend. So we have a new question this week. Hebrew, you can only pick one. Vision removed from the game or Gambit being added to the game.
Ah, man, you guys suck. I would say Gambit being added because, okay, well, there's two things to this, I guess. If I pick the leading Vision, if that somehow means that it ensures Gambit will never come into the game, then I would choose Gambit to come into the game. And then because I just wouldn't use Vision,
That really is the best answer.
Yeah, I think that's the best one I got.
Yeah, I mean, that's that Occam's razor is really bad right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Sophie's choice. There it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Following that line, if Gambit was added to the game but looked like Vision, would Hebrew still play him?
I would say, what the hell's wrong with the art department? I'd be really upset, and I would I don't know. I'd wonder what the hell's going on and talk to anyone I could to try to get them to change it. That would be a direct troll on me for sure. So yeah. I honestly don't know. I would just call them up and try to yell at them.
Okay, Hebrew, why are you so damn sexy?
Oh God only knows. God only knows. Hashtag baby, I was born this way.
Let's see. Would you play a DC version of the game? There is a DC version of the game.
DC
version. I did play it for about 2 weeks.
For 3 days, and then I stopped. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Any interest in starting a grassroots campaign to get Moon Knight added to the game? Yes. Moon Knight is awesome. I'd love to add Moon Knight. Oh.
Can you clutch your pearls for me?
Hebrew, you play a Marvel game. You do a Marvel podcast. How can you not know characters? I mean, Moon Knight's not even that obscure. Look, when I bring up Deathlock, I can understand, but Moon Knight's not even that obscure.
I think the only time I've heard of him is when you guys have mentioned it before. I think you and Chu both mentioned him a long time ago on our podcast together.
Oh, man. Yeah, Moon Knight would be awesome. Moon Knight would be awesome. Would you be down to see a raid featuring Galactus that wasn't nodes and was just everyone fighting one giant Galactus with shared damage?
So I actually think I put out this exact scenario maybe whenever I was doing Power Core, But yes, that's what I want. I would love that. I think it would be much better spent as far as time. Like, I wouldn't have to keep going and hitting node after node after node. I would like it to be more of a situation like Swugga on that front, and I think it'd be super cool, like going up against Galactus and everything, trying to take him down collectively with your team, and like seeing his health bar go down and being defeated over and over again because he's just so epic. I would love that. It'd be sick.
Yeah, I would prefer raids be like that too. Just go in, do shared damage and everything. Yeah, but then again, played Galaxies for 3+ years now, so
yeah.
Let's see. Any idea which legendary event is coming up next?
Gambit.
So,
Gambit.
Okay, so are you talking? Okay, so I thought this was, hey, Fury, Star-Lord, Phoenix.
Oh, I took it as new.
Yeah, I didn't. I read this as a current legendary event. So if it's new, okay, so let's answer both. New legendary event. Who do you think would be the new legendary event?
Gambit.
Okay. Dude. I love you, man, but God.
Never dropping it until it's a reality.
I would say probably Professor X. But it may be some Spider-Verse character.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you think a reduction in the amount of currency needed to move to each higher stage orb in the Elite Red Star store would fix the Red Star problem? Is the only remaining issue... let's see. Is the only remaining issue how much it costs to move up a rung?
It would certainly help, but it wouldn't...
I don't think it would really... Yeah, I don't think it would fix it. It would help, like you said.
Yeah, exactly. I think it would help, but it wouldn't alleviate the problem in its entirety.
Yeah, the problem is that you only get tickets to the next level if you pull an exact duplicate of at least the star level of the orb that you're opening. So you're only going to get 6-star tickets if you open a 5-star duplicate or higher in the 5-star orb. I think what they need to do is say, hey, look, if you open an Elite 4, anything you get in Elite 4 converts into Elite 5. That's how I thought it was originally going to work.
Right.
If you open Elite 5 and you hit a 1-star that's now a 5-star, instead of getting 100 Elite 4 tickets, you're going to get 100 Elite 6 tickets. I think that's a progression system. I still feel that if you hit the lower end, yes, you're still getting Elite tickets. That's great. But you're falling back orbs, and you got to start that ladder again. That's why I'm planning on doing like maybe 1 or 2 more videos on the Elite Star system, because I think there's a lot more that needs to be talked about there. So, Taco Bell 4th meal, yes or no?
Used to be for sure before I became suddenly lactose intolerant. Now, whenever I see it, I just have nostalgia spells. So, yeah. I eat 4th meal with you in spirit.
Let's see. Okay.
It's the best food to go to whenever you're like wasted. I will 100% agree with that.
If you live in a northern area, White Castle is kind of that. It's that same. You got to follow the rules of White Castle. Like you have to be drunk. It has to be after 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Let's see. If Crossbones is disrupted and doesn't give himself death proof, then blows up everyone, including himself, who wins? So, my personal suspicion is that the defender wins, right? So, because they
damage
both
would be applied to you first,
huh?
Like damage would be applied to you first or something.
Well, because in a tie, defenders always win.
Yeah, that's true.
right? So my personal suspicion is that it would work one of two ways. Damage is applied to the opponent first, and then Crossbones is killed. But that creates a problem because they didn't specify in this question if Crossbones was on defense or offense.
Yeah, good point.
So if Crossbones is on offense and wipes out everybody at the same time, I think it really kind of depends on what triggers first in the system. But I think ultimately it comes down to, if everybody's dead on both sides, it would technically be a tie, and defenders win in a tie.
Yeah.
So that's my personal feeling on it. So I don't know the true answer. Let's see.
Let's do one more. Let's make it fun.
Yeah, let's make it fun. Okay, if you could have one superpower, what would it be? Would you be a villain or a hero?
For this one, I know for sure my power.
Okay.
It's what I've always said my power will be, which is I want the ability to control anyone or anything's weight. And so I want to be able to turn a skinny person into a fat person, and I want to be able to turn a fat person into a skinny person. And because that's the most overpowered superpower ever. Think about, its uses throughout the day. So that, and then for villain or hero, I would be independent because I think that, like, I wouldn't abide by like any country's code of ethics. I would like go by my own morals and ethics. I think I trust myself more than anyone else.
Technically all heroes really do that? But, most of them, I would say most of them.
I don't know. I think some of them are kind of like tied to the state and country, but I mean, I don't know. Usually they align in comic book land where, things are, but things are usually hunky dory on the.
I usually think there's a moral middle ground because a lot of times they're breaking the law to enforce the law.
I mean, kind of, yeah.
Civil War territory.
Yeah, honestly, that's what I was thinking all the time. Like when Cap left.
Yeah. So I like your superpower. That's very reverse Blob.
Best. Yeah, I mean, think about it. Someone tries to come up to you and do something. You're like, nope, you're fat. They can't move, and then they'll probably be begging you to turn them back to the skinny, because otherwise you're going to be fat for the rest of their life.
I think for me, I would love the power of transmutation.
Okay. Transmutating yourself or transmutating anything
objects.
You want?
I could transmutate any object into any other object I wanted.
Okay. Gotcha.
Both simple and complex. So, for example, I could take this placemat on my kitchen table and transmute it into a desktop computer.
So you want like Full Metal Alchemist?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
That sounds about right. Villain or hero? I'm kind of with you on the whole. I would try to do good, but from a moral standpoint, right? Versus abiding by any specific country's laws or whatever.
Yeah.
That's very dangerous ground, though. That's very dangerous from a philosophical point of view.
I trust myself.
I don't. That's why my wife and I have talked. Like, I would not make a good cop because I would go power hungry.
Wow.
Oh God, dude.
I definitely don't think I would go power hungry at all.
I have a feeling I would go power hungry. So, all right. Well, I think that's enough grab bag for tonight. What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah, I know you're ready.
Good. I mean, I'd love to do more grab bag, honestly, but the time is crazy. Like, I would have rather we, cut down on some of the other stuff and then done more grab bag.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, a lot of stuff going on this week.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, before we head out, Hebrew, why don't you let everybody know, because I know this is what they come here for. Who you farming, man?
I am farming, kind of. Hand Assassin
and Loki. And I'm trying to think if I now have to get someone else up to 6 stars. No, I think I'm good on everyone else. So, yeah, Loki and Hand Assassin, I'm bringing them up. Other than that, I am searching for my final gear pieces to bring, what's her face up to T13.
Oh, that gamma radiation's impossible.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. What about you?
So I was farming Hand Assassin, but that I'm slow farming now for the September release.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make the June 27th the first 6 star. That's just, yeah, that makes me sad. But I should be able to make 7 star by September. Ooh, I can drop a green piece on Scientist Supreme, and she's ready to level up.
Focus.
I'm trying, but also the T13 pieces. So yeah, I am doing Shield. I'm not doing Kree. I really should be because Fury's coming back. But I'll at least get him to 6 star this go around. It's just, man, there are so many things to farm in this game, and and the farming's just so hard.
Yeah,
it's so hard, and it's just it takes forever.
Yeah, I agree.
But gear primarily because I want to get into Fear the Darkness and get that done and get that Ultron bad boy.
Yeah, the big bad.
So yeah, that's what I'm working on. Put my phone down. That's what I'm working on.
Mm-hmm. I knew you were looking at your phone. I was like, "Yep, he's not aware that he needs to talk."
Well, I was looking at my roster to kind of figure out what I've been doing because the past week or so I've been kind of all over the place. I wasn't actually playing anything. I was kind of looking at my roster.
By the way, I am also farming Psylocke to unlock her still. So there's also that.
Definitely farming Psylocke because, like I said, she has a really fun kit, and even running her without X-Men is working out really well. So. Mm-hmm. Hebrew, before we go, is there anything that you'd like to let the listening audience know?
Yes. So by the time that this airs, the site for Alternate Reality will be up. You can check out our D&D podcast at alternatereality.com/TLOED. And we're also going to have a Porn and Politics episode up as well, which is going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, a whole bunch of good stuff. So check that out. We really appreciate it. Leave comments, feedback, whatever. That is pretty much it. What about you?
Well, I usually typically do the outro here, but yeah, you can. You threw me off, man. You threw me off. So yeah, you can. Well, actually, my plug is also in the outro.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Well, then just go straight for the outro.
Yeah. So we're gonna go straight for the outro. So, thanks for throwing me off there, Hebrew. Mm-hmm. Guys, we do want to thank you for listening to the Ravager Report. Really, it's actually going to be playing right now. You can find us on all your favorite podcast apps. We're going directly to our Podbean site at ravagerreport.podbean.com. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a rating and a review, as it helps us make the show better for you and helps us to climb the rankings and become more visible to everybody else. You can find us on Twitter at RavagerRepo or join us on our Discord channel at discord.me/RavagerReport. If you would like to help support our show, you can do so at patreon.com/RavagerReport. And for just $5 per month, you can get early access to the uncut live show a day or two before it's released. We're also adding a benefit to the $20 tier, where at the $20 tier, you can basically dictate a video that I will post on YouTube. You can also find me on YouTube by searching for Dorian Blade. You can find me on Twitter also at DorianBlade1. And Hebrew, what is your Twitter handle?
You can find me, I think it's twitter.com/HebrewHammer, but also the, I guess, more important one would be twitter.com/AlternateReal.
All right. Finally, we do want to send a great big shout out to all our listeners and patrons for the continued support. And until next time, keep fighting, true believers.